Hey everyone, good morning and happy Friday. I am looking forward to the weekend, get back down the shore. Hey Grandma. Yeah, Chopper, I'm really sad to read what you were writing in the chat. I'm sorry you feel that way. Hey Jeans, it's me, Tiffany, Lovey, Chopper. Sorry, my wires are getting crossed here. So I did switch out my mic. Good morning, Lori, Broken Bougie. Is the sound okay? A lot of people were complaining that there was horrible feedback every time I moved. I'm moving now. Is everything okay? Does the microphone work good? Hey, Day Tripper. It's me, Amberly. Good morning, Charles, Miss Fletcher, Jax, Bama, Kim. Did I see my Kraken in here? Hello, Candace. Is good, Leanne? Okay, so we're all no horrible sound or anything. Hey people. Hey naysayer. I was complaining your last mix was hellish. What does that mean? Hey Rabbit. Sounds good. Sherm fire, polish, last mic. You're one of the complainers. It's a brand new mic. I mean, it was an expensive mic that I gave my son for Christmas, so I don't know what it's going wrong with it, but pulled out the old cheaper one and just hoping it makes it through, right? Thank you, that dude. Number 27. Let's see who's going to be lucky. Number 101. Hey, Toe Beans, Gary. Thank you, Tanya. Okay, Cinnabine. So we're good. There she is. Hey, Kraken. Good morning, Shanley. So last night was very interesting. It was actually really nice to listen to and to hear some things. Hey, Steph, Dora. As some of you know, Cluminati hosted an old family friend of Seth and Katie. Good morning, Holly. Do our ditty. Okay. Hold on one second here. Okay. Sorry. Let's make sure that was working. Hey, Jem. Good morning, Holly. So, okay. Did any of you see this last night as it was taking place? It was very interesting. Now the thing is, this lady was friends with Seth and Katie back in California. So Sebastian was a lot younger then. Uh, but it gave us some insight into who Seth and Katie were together, right? And it also offered us insight into Sebastian, granted of that age, but it was interesting. Good morning, Parody Patty. You did some of it. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I took some keynotes. You were number 2. Thank you, Money. Thank you. It was. It was very interesting. It was nice. It was nice to hear about Sebastian, his likes, his dislikes. I took notes. There were some key points that I really took away from it. I don't know about any of you. Chopper, I think a lot of us have been in your spot. You have your tribe here, hon. D-Talk, I like your new name. I seen what you wrote, Chopper, but I kind of understand. See, you're real upset. I feel bad because I understand where the creator was coming from. Like sometimes you just have like StreamYards with your moderators to discuss an upcoming topic. I've never done it. I get why you'd be upset by it. People are already complaining. I figured they would. Chica with the 4 months. Thank you so much. Hey Sheila. Money moves. So a few of my takeaway points were a lot to do with Sebastian, which was really nice. We found out that Sebastian loved playing hide and seek, loved going to school, loved playing with other kids, and that, from what I gathered, he would absolutely leave. Now, it was asked what her opinion is on what took place, and she has stated that she believes that Sebastian was lured out. And she also, one big thing I really, really appreciated was she finally gave, which I would have preferred as one of the parents, but she finally broke down what they meant by like the mentality of a 10-year-old. And what they meant by that, or what she presumes they meant by that, is that Sebastian's very naive and gullible. So the example she gave was if a kid asked, told Sebastian, like, hey, come outside, like, meet me outside at 2 a.m., he would do it. If somebody said, hey, do you want to see my puppy type of thing? Like, he just, so he, in that aspect, he was of a 10-year-old. I thought it was too. I thought it was too. They showed their true colors in the end. I agree. All right. So here's some of the timestamps I took. I want to discuss with all of you, see what you think of it. I don't know. It was interesting. It was very interesting to me. So let's get it started. Now, like I said, keep in mind, this lady was friends with them. I mean, she's still apparently in contact with Katie, but she knew Sebastian at a young age, and kids do change drastically. But it still gave us, like I said, a lot of insight into Katie and Chris, Seth and Chris together as a couple.
Probably a 5-minute conversation one time. I, however, talk to Katie quite often.
Okay. So what was life like in California? Like, obviously you were around them when Seth and Katie were married.
This is on Cluminati's. I'll link it throughout the chat as we're going on, but I'm sure you've picked that up already. This is definitely Cluminati. 4 months, Grandma Sherry. The time flies by with you all. Thank you. Thank you so much.
How was that sort of like family unit?
Hey, Jones.
They did not have the greatest marriage. Seth has always been 100% in love with Katie. Katie did not, at that point, return the feelings for him because.
Hello, Robin. So that was interesting, in my opinion. That was very interesting. So Seth has always been very much in love with Katie, and Katie did not, at that point, return the feelings. So I wonder if they kind of grew apart after Katie came back. There's something on my tongue. Sorry about that. And if that's what that's kind of referencing there, like, because what else would it be, right? Like, I don't know. Oh, Gothic. I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hopefully I'll be able to, with summer coming up, I'll be able to do some night streams as well and fluctuate. There's a lot of people I don't get to see anymore, which really makes me so sad because I adore all of you. Like my girl OG Fish, I haven't seen you.
Because he's not the best at expressing himself, and he's susceptible to get angry quick about things. And California's expensive, especially for a military family.
So he's quick to get angry about things, and he's not good at expressing himself. Quick to get angry, not good at expressing himself. After she saw how her son was treated, my daughter is autistic and ADHD, and she's way too trusting, emotionally immature. And that is what they meant. So, like, people were saying, like, on one hand, Sebastian stayed home for 12 to 16 hours, but then on the other hand, but that is what they meant by that, is that he is, like you're saying, just my opinion, he's gullible, he's naive, he's not, he doesn't see the bad in people, right? Hey, Cold Case.
With only one person working, as an I think she was an E2 when we first came in. As an E2 in the military, it is hard to get by, even with BAH. You are barely breaking even. You can barely put food on the table. Anytime we'd go and do things, I would pay for all of us.
So, and you're right, Hershey. It sounds like it was a lot of financial difficulty, like a financial strife came between them. Hey, Kels. I'm sorry you went through that. Yes, it's happened to me and I I just can't even imagine. I'm sorry you guys feel that way. Bless it, Chopper. This woman being friends with Katie not only told us a lot about Katie, but also shows the type of people Katie surrounds herself with. Gabby and Katie both seem honest, very kind. Good morning, Carl. California is crazy expensive. She offers some new insight, although I did sense that she was holding back on some things. Did you? That's interesting. Hey, B-Real. Very interesting. And what she's saying here is very interesting.
Because I'm single, so I don't pay for anything besides my car payment and my cell phone payment. So I would pay for all of us to go do this or go do that. If I didn't, we'd sit at home the whole time and go swimming in the pool. That's probably about it. And it's not because Katie didn't work hard. You don't get paid hourly in the military. So no matter how much work she put forward, it's still hard for anybody in the military in California to break even, because you're paying, I think the military gives you 2,000 something BAH, and you're living in a low end apartment with 2 beds.
See, now I guess I had a misunderstanding when it came to the military, because I thought the military, they paid well. And then I thought if you lived on base, it was like relatively cheap, if not free. So I clearly had no idea. Hey, Kim. So when was full-time job in school? I tried asking that in the chat. You'll hear it. You like Seth can't hold a job where shit, even when they got free daycare after school programs, etc. So did I. Mai. So I guess I really didn't know. Hey, Megan. I will be turning off my camera as I smoke. I feel like it's rude to smoke on camera, so I do apologize that it's going on and off. But, you know, I see Seth more manipulative, not gullible. Yeah, at one point she was kind of offering that excuse to him, and I was like, no, not for me. They pay like $28K a year, Granny. Wow. Hey, Emilio. They do pay. I know a lot of one-income military families. That's what I thought. The military does not pay well at all. Wow. Yay, Annie. Have to work your way up, just like civilian life. Okay. Family and friends, and their housing was paid for. I thought it was paid for as well. 2024, the E2 pay is $2,261.10 monthly. If you live on post, you pay the whole housing allotment, regardless of what kind of place you live in. Wow. Like, yeah, being a surgeon, I imagine. Well, thank you for your son's service. Eventually, they pay well. Not everyone can live on base. Married housing was a wait list for us. Navy wife here. Hey, capital K, KCG, Froggy, Christy A. Plus, you have to pay for uniforms, haircuts, boots, patches. Oh, Lord bless it. My daughter just mentioned to me the other day that she was considering, and I don't know how I feel about it. I'll be honest. I don't know. It takes a lot. So all of you who have children that serve, or your husband served, or you yourself served, thank you. Because I can't even imagine sending my daughter. I mean, I love the idea, but I'm also like, Hey, Joe. Hey, Shay-B. Goody two shoes. I got base housing. It's awesome. All right. So, okay.
Bedrooms, paying all of it to BAH. Now you're out of pocket everything else, and you're making, I think, $4,000 a month in
So what exactly is the BH? Or that's what she just said, and I know you just told me the cost of it, but what is that? Base housing, I guess. BH. They were over 200. Parity. I love that. It will help with her college when she gets out. Basic housing allowance. Thank you. Okay. Oh, Lordy.
California, with the gas prices being what they are right now for me here. I mean, and I think that had a lot to do with why they personally were having marital issues at that point, was the fact that he was watching Sebastian, but the military gives you so many options on.
Can Ahmad drop the link for the video if you wouldn't mind, please? Basic housing a lot. Thank you. Yeah, it sounds like he stayed home, did daddy daycare. Hey, Jane. Good morning.
Daycares and after school programs and all of that. So he could have gotten a job before he did. He got a job after she already filed divorce, or right before she filed divorce. And I think that made it hard for Sebastian a lot because he did see them fighting quite a bit.
So two interesting things there. And I tried asking in the chat, but the chat was moving really fast. But so if you all remember, Seth told us that he was a full-time worker, a full-time student, and a full-time dad. So either when Katie came home, he quit all of that, or he was fibbing to all of us. Well, as we know, you can only be full-time one thing. Like you can't you can't do all three at the same time unless it was work from home and homeschooling. But Sebastian did see a lot of their fighting, which we figured, right? We figured as much. Now, I wanted to know how Sebastian handled the conflict. Like, was he the type to kind of just sit there and ignore it? Would he get upset? Would he, try to run from it? I would really love to know how he responded. He was saying what Katie was. Right. Hey, Earth. Oh, cray. Well, thank you for doing that. I can't imagine. It had to be tough. See, all these people try to say, oh, Katie never cared. Katie never, she left. She didn't bond with Sebastian. BS, man. It's absolute BS. He has mentioned because remember he put spit and what did he call it? Floor ingredients or something.
Fighting isn't arguing, not.
Good morning.
Right. I've never seen them actually put hands on each other, so I don't know, but they would argue. And
glitter is forever. Your avatar is now Bobby, but it also matches my avatar. So welcome to the Nosy Club. So that was interesting. I mean, listen, every family argues, right? Like, I know there are going to be some people who make this a big deal and, but families argue. I just wanted to know how Sebastian handled those arguments.
And he did have to view that. But when I was there, we tried to make it as fun for him as possible and do a lot of fun things. Even if it is just going to the beach or just going swimming.
So Sebastian enjoyed going to the beach, going swimming. I also wish I would have known how often she hung out there. Hey, Thor. Now you're all going to have to give me just one moment. Hey, Jason. Okay, sorry about that. My cat was trying to get into the cake. Wishing for a miracle. Thank you to this panel. They were amazing. Again, this was Cluminati. Cluminati hosted this panel. It was very insightful. Very, very insightful. So they go to the beach, they go to the pool. And I know, we've heard it stated a lot of times. Now, I don't know, I don't have experience, but that autistic children are kind of really, what would you call it? Attracted to water, right? Gabrielle defend herself in Facebook groups after his interview. Well, that's what they do to everybody. I mean, to be fair, it's what we kind of did to Bobby, right? Unfortunately, that is something that's going to happen. I think Gabby kind of explained that she's been around. Gabrielle, I'm sorry. So I think she was kind of aware of what would happen. Like she was prepared, Similar to Bobby, she's been around.
And that's tough on a kid, seeing their parents fight. I mean,
yes,
under the best of circumstances, that's rough. But especially for a child, although at that time he wasn't diagnosed, but he was likely, he was on the spectrum. And he had the chromosomal disorder and everything going on, and that can
Yeah.
be very, very emotional for a child to watch their parents constantly at each other's throat.
And he held both of them to very, very, like, he loved them both so much. Like, he loves them so much.
Now, I wonder, was the fighting that constant? You know, like, was it? I watched a good part of this last night. My opinion of Seth hasn't changed at all. Now, it kind of validated it. For that interview ever started, we warned her about YouTube. Okay, interesting. If anybody would like to come up and join me, you're more than welcome. But I do have to put you on another quick hold while I get the earbuds. Hey, what the crock? Okay, let me see if I can get this set up. All right, I think it worked.
And so seeing them fighting, I know it was not great for him because he holds his dad to this high standard, and he holds his mom to this high standard about, he thinks the world of them. He really does. He thinks the world of his parents. And even if his dad does bad, that's his dad. And I know he 100% will love Seth or Katie no matter what. And I think that made it harder on him, is the fact that neither of them could do any wrong because they were the greatest.
Now, that's one thing I think we've come to learn when it comes to a lot of children, mainly all children. How many times do we hear of kids that are being abused or neglected? I watched this one arrested video where the woman's child's ADHD is autistic, and they were in a little supermarket, and the little boy started throwing a fit. And the mother literally like picked him off the ground by his shoulders and threw him down. Now, at this point, other shoppers came in and they intercepted, and they said, "You're not taking this boy, leave him alone." They called the cops and everything. Now, while his mom was in the back of the cop car, despite what she had just done to him, he was crying. He wanted his mommy. So I think we see that often. I think that's very common for children to not, you know oh yeah, it was horrible. It was that, and then the woman started hitting like the bystanders that were trying to protect the boy, and it was a whole sad situation. But a lot of times, regardless of what kids are going through, they love their parents. They absolutely love their parents.
This person in the world to him.
Yeah.
I think
How
that's
was Seth with Sebastian?
You said what?
How was Seth with Sebastian?
There were times where he was great with him. He loves him to death. He really does. He'd take him to the park. He'd go and take him swimming, and he'd do all these things. But a lot of the time he'd be at home playing World of Warcraft, and Sebastian would be in his room playing, or it's hot in Cali, so he didn't like to be outside because he's a big guy and he sweats. And
Gabrielle's funny, man. She's really funny. So I'm not surprised to hear that, right? Like, he'd be playing War whatever crafts, and Sebastian would be in his room. So it sounds like not much has changed from Seth, 7-8 years ago to Seth today. Sebastian may not have been diagnosed with autism. They knew about his chromosomal deletion and the pocket of water on his brain. Yep. All this was best interview yet, in my opinion. So let us know. You know what I would love though? I wish somebody who is more current time friendly with the family would come forward. This was fantastic. Absolutely. It gave so much insight to who Sebastian was, and I think a lot of us have been waiting to hear that.
that was like one of the main things. And Sebastian likes to go run around, but I personally don't like to be outside in the extreme heat either. And
No.
so that made it hard for him to be able to do things with Sebastian. He'd get angry. I mean, he really would. And I don't think he 100% always was getting angry at Sebastian. I think he was angry at everything at that point, and Sebastian did get it taken out on him sometimes.
So another interesting thing, right? Hey, Striker. So Seth was angry a lot. Seth was, just had this angry attitude. And Sebastian would get the blunt end of it for whatever that means. And she will elaborate. Thank you, honey T. I'm working on a name change. I'm going to get it. Hey, Claudia. If he was so strong-willed, then can you imagine how he is now? Well, and that's what I was doing last night. As she was saying things, I was kind of envisioning it, how it would be today, right? So like you're saying, he was strong-willed, he was active, he loved hide and seek, he loved playing with other kids, he loved going to school. I don't think much of that would have changed.
And like, I have a few stories if you want to hear them. Like, I could tell.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh yeah.
Seth had been with Sebastian all day long, and me and Katie were on the ship, and we had gotten off work and decided to come back to Katie's house and go swimming. So we get there, and Seth's taking a nap, and we get Sebastian all dressed, and we go hang out at the pool. I think we were in there maybe like 45 minutes, an hour.
Now, I personally found this very interesting.
Katie's house and go swimming. So we get there, and Seth's taking a nap, and we get Sebastian all dressed, and we go hang out at the pool. I think we were in there maybe like 45.
So Katie comes home and Seth is sleeping, right? Does that sound familiar? Also, just a little side note, because I can feel her watching me. So I know I told you before I wanted to take your crown, but I didn't realize it looked like this. So you can have it back, okay? you can take this crown back, ma'am. I don't want it. Oh, Lord bless it. I can like literally feel her watching. It's so bizarre. Everybody say hi. Hi. You can't wear my skin. So yeah, I found this to be interesting. So Seth is sleeping. Katie comes home. Seth is sleeping. They decide to take Sebastian, go swimming.
5 minutes, an hour. I'm not 100% sure how long we were in there having fun. There are some neighbor kids around playing at the pool.
For 45 minutes to an hour, Sebastian was outside of that home, right? She can't have it her way in this case, Gary, but she tried. So for 45 minutes to an hour, Seth doesn't even know that Sebastian is gone. You know it, Chopper. You know it. Katie's friend who he called in. She's a friend. Friends become aunts and uncles. Yeah. Who was watching him while he was sleeping? Mrs. Arnold got her a real crown, a fancy one. She said she would wear it, but never did. It was meant for the lives when she came up. Don't make me say anything. Don't make me say anything. I'm not saying anything. Hey, Andy. I'm not saying anything. I like no, I don't. I'm not lying. Good morning, chat. Please, I tuned in to listen to this interview, not to keep being interrupted. I know it's your platform. Well, Rebecca, you can tune into the original, but this is called fair use. And unfortunately, when we play other people's content, you're supposed to pause and commentate. So respectfully, you can go to the original and listen through and have no interruptions, no pauses, but this is how I'm doing it. Hey, eyes wide open.
And Seth wakes up and gets upset because I guess Sebastian was in trouble at that point. And he rushes down to the pool and grabs Sebastian out of the pool and just starts yelling about, you're grounded. I told you you're grounded. Why are you swimming? And then he's yelling at Kate.
What do you think of that? What do you think of that? He goes down to the pool and he pulls Sebastian out of the water and says, you're supposed to be grounded. What are you doing swimming? Well, I did ask twice, Bama, not kept. I asked twice. Was she the one that was referenced in the DVRO? And the answer was no. So keep in mind that that must have happened more than once because she's not the person in the DVRO.
Katie about him being grounded. I distinctly remember him smacking Sebastian upside the back of the head at that point. And how did you not tell your mom you're in trouble? And Sebastian's crying, and then him and Katie are fighting about it. And then
Always stuff.
that all had happened, and Seth.
So he pulls him out of the water. So mind you, the poor baby's wet at this point, right? He's swimming, he's having a good time, he's playing with other kids. And in front of all these other people, Seth Rogers wakes up after 45 minutes to an hour of sleeping where Sebastian would have been unattended. Okay. Nobody's watching him. He wakes up, realizes Sebastian's not there, probably saw Katie's car, goes down to the pool, rips Sebastian out of the water, and smacks him in the back of his head in front of everybody, in front of the kids he was playing with, and then continues to yell at Sebastian for doing what his mother told him to do, for doing what his mother took him to do. Unbelievable. Between 5, 7 years old. In front of the whole swim club, all the other kids, all the other parents, as he's wet. Right, Rory. I agree.
And Sebastian go inside, and me and Katie are sitting there like, okay, what the hell just happened? So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
It seems like there was a lot
About
of
how old? I'm sorry. About
I would like to know that as well. But if we go back to what Seth himself has said, thank you, no. Thank you, no. It says, what does a kid at that age do to get grounded? Mine are 7 and 11 and never grounded. Maybe I'm too lenient. I think he kind of got to do real bad to be grounded. So if we go back to that time, which is where Seth always takes us back to Callie, right? At one point, Sebastian didn't clean his room. So Seth, said, I'm going to beat your butt. Hey, Laura. Apparently he was acting out at school. I don't know. I don't know.
how old was Sebastian then?
It was in 2016. So let's see, that was 14, 2020.
how old would he be?
8
My
years
brain is
ago.
not math good.
Fiance's the math one. Hold on. So if it was in 16.
So that was what, 8 years ago? So
seven,
he was
Seven.
8 or
Seven.
9, 7 years ago.
7 or 8.
So 7, 8.
17,
Yeah.
18, 19, 20, 21,
He's-
22, 23,
I
24.
mean, he's
I'm
still
not good at math,
a
but that's
kid.
8 years.
But he's a kid who we came home and we said, hey, we're going swimming. So why is he going to tell us he's grounded for?
Right.
Hey,
Yeah.
Oki, Catherine.
It's
But-
one of those things they would just very casually fail to mention.
So for me, what it reminded me of is how I've always felt about Seth, or how I felt about him as of, the past month or so, is that he wants to control. And I feel like he would undermine Katie as a parent. That's just my perspective of men like him. So in this instance, they come home. It's a beautiful day. Katie has her girlfriend with her. Seth is sleeping. Sebastian's sitting up in his room. So she says, come on, bud. Let's go to the pool. They get Sebastian ready, the sunscreen. They get him down there. He's having fun. He's swimming. All the other kids, there's kids there. He's playing, here comes his dad waking up out of his sleep, angry, and says, you're grounded. Why didn't you tell your mother you're grounded? Well, one, why didn't Seth tell Katie that Sebastian was grounded? Two, in a public area like that? He's grounded, so what? He has to sit in alone as Seth Rogers sleeps? I mean, what was he, so tired from all that work? No, it actually was Seth, Stacy. It was Seth. Seth gave this whole story about when Sebastian was 5 years old, he told him to clean his room. And when Sebastian didn't, he said, I'm going to beat your butt. Sebastian went to school and told the teacher, my daddy's going to beat my ass. And the teacher called CPS. When Sebastian came home and Seth caught wind of all of this, Seth sat his little 5-year-old, impressionable, very literate because he's autistic child down and showed him a Mortal Kombat scene and said, this son is an actual ass beating because that's normal. Clearly it didn't work because we're reading a DVRO, another situation where Sebastian was told to clean his room and he didn't. And Seth lost his temper there as well. So I agree with you, GW, control issues. And I think he is extremely bitter that he didn't get the life he planned. Nuclear family. Yep. Because it's his son, right? It's his son. But she also did have good things to say about Seth, which was kind of ironic because at one point she's like, I'm not going to say anything bad about Seth, but she did say plenty bad about Seth. I mean, but she had good to say. And one good thing she said is that Seth loved Sebastian very, very much. Now, she did say that he was kind of possessive, like that's my son.
Like,
Yeah.
what about Katie? Did you ever see her do anything?
I personally did not.
Listen, do what you want with your own kids. Not my business, Sam. You want to whip your kids, whip your kids. You want to, I think what's important to keep in mind here is that while he's hitting Sebastian in his head, which we've heard of several times now, Sebastian had water on his brain, right? So, I also got my ass beat. There's two of you, Jesse's girl. Linda says, Seth hates KP, overrides any love he feels for Sebastian. Oh, Seth's hate of Katie overrides any love he feels for Sebastian. So I believe he could be responsible for Sebastian's disappearance. He sees it as punishment for Katie for leaving him. Yeah, we can go to that. Yep. Hey, Artist Creek, good morning. We can tell Seth to get his big boy pants on. He hit him because he didn't clean his room, allegedly. He hit him because he didn't tell his mom he was grounded. Katie said he could get in a pool. How many other incidents are there? Well, to be fair with the DVRO, we do see that there's documents of bruising on him. Chris also mentioned when explaining how threatening can get things done without actually. Okay. I understand what you're saying, Stacey, and clearly you have your perspective on everything. But I also tell my kids, if you don't get in there and do that, I'm going to whoop your butt. But I don't whoop their butt. So we're not talking about threats to whoop butts. We're talking about actually doing it. He actually did it. Right. I don't think a 5-year-old. Yeah. With 5-year-olds, I used to do the Barney cleanup song. You know what I mean? So, right. Was he guided? Was he told? Was somebody in there helping him? Sounds like Sebastian spent a lot of time in his room while Seth was video gaming and or sleeping. All right, let me go over to this part.
Not see her ever get upset with Sebastian like that. I mean, I've seen her yell at him a couple times and send him to his room, but that was very few and far in between. Most of the time she was always very, very happy to see him because being in the military, she didn't really get to see him as much as she wishes she would have.
Yeah.
And so whenever we'd go over there, we'd get off and we'd just drive to her house and go inside, and she'd go and sit on the couch with him and cuddle him for a couple minutes and then listen to a story.
I get what you're saying, Jones. And to be fair, we felt the same way about Nosy Neighbor, right? So Gary, they actually would sing along with me, Gary, but okay. So Jones says, I'm going to be honest, so don't get mad at me. I felt this live was almost completely pointless. I couldn't support it solely because we felt the way we felt about Trev Time doing his interview with Nina. I do feel like there's slight differences, but I understand the underlying sentiments of it. Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic song. Kids love it. It's a great tune. It gets them going, and I love every Barney. I'm not even gonna lie. I still have a Barney CD that I keep in my car. But you know,
Story
big
about
Barney
what
fan
happened
I
at
am.
school that day because we've been gone for 24 hours straight for watch, and she hasn't seen him for a day, 2 days almost. And
By the way,
uh,
thank you very much for your service. I forgot to say that when we got on.
Can you direct me, Stacy, where you said it was when he was 15? Because I don't recall him ever saying it was when he was 15. But if you could direct me, I appreciate it. I mean, I have no problem pointing out what I think is wrong with Chris either. Hello, Winnie. Clean. Just as Chris haters are clinging. Well, and this is what I can't stand. I'll be honest. This is what I cannot stand. When you mention something wrong that Seth did, or even if you mention something wrong that Chris did, there's always somebody that comes in with the whataboutisms when it comes to the other. So I'm mentioning here what Seth did to punish Sebastian, and there's somebody in the chat saying, well, what about what Chris did? Well, ma'am, I'm speaking about Seth. And then there's the other. When somebody's speaking about Chris, you have people come in and say, well, what about Seth? Well, they're not talking about Seth. That drives me nuts. Really drives me nuts. Trying to control him by grounding his son and wouldn't enforce it at all, but that full instance shows he was the one who did that.
Before getting
I get
live,
very
but
awkward when people thank me for it.
No, absolutely.
Absolutely,
we respect
100%.
Yes.
But thank you guys for thanking me.
absolutely.
But yeah, I personally,
About the January, February call.
I
people
can't think of a
assumed-
time when I've
Oh,
ever
okay.
seen Katie really, really get upset with Sebastian over anything.
So what I hate to just like feel like I'm just going in, but that you said that could you explain what you mean when you say that Seth has trouble like expressing himself, or I forget how you put it. I think that was it, but
He's not great at expressing himself. He's how to explain this? So he's not a people person at all.
okay.
I think I personally think he is very, very like, well, I mean, I think he's autistic also. He's just not diagnosed.
So that was interesting because I think a lot of us have thought perhaps he was autistic, right? So it's interesting to hear somebody who kind of knows him on a more personal level. Well, I will say this, Joneson. Gabrielle has made it clear that she has been involved in watching everything and in the Facebook groups and, kind of like Bobby. So, is some of it the speculation she has heard? Is she telling us some of the things that she has heard through speculation, or, we always hear Seth talk about time in California, and a friend last night only talked about California time also. I agree, lady. I agree, Lady Sephlin. I'd like to hear somebody more recent. I can't stand who's Betty's friend. You know what I mean? You were a secret lover, nothing more. Shut up, Betty.
And that's why, like, I've never seen him around people that are actually like friends with him.
Oh, I
Like
love
he
it.
has,
Hey,
I guess,
Darcy.
I've never actually known anybody he's been friends with.
So that's very interesting. So Seth Rogers didn't, that she knows of, have any friends. And I think what she says next is very, very important. Again, this is Cluminati. She hosted this panel last night. This is her stream we're playing. If one of the mods are able to grab the link, I'd really appreciate it. Can't listen to Seth act like he was super dead. I agree, Artist Creek. Seth uses his body to intimidate everyone. Do we know who exactly T. Fleming is and why Seth's Cash App is in her name? I heard it was his sister, but I've never looked.
Other than like the neighbor who'd come over and smoke with him or stuff like that. So like
Thank you so much, Wayne. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super sticker. What I will say about this is as we become older, and Seth is living on a military base, he's a stay-at-home father. I don't blame the guy for not having many friends. It is hard to socialize as we are adults, right? Especially if you're focused on your family and raising your child. And so I'm not going to harp too much on the fact that he didn't have many friends. I think there are a lot of parents out here who don't have many friends, right? So
he doesn't know how to express anger,
hey, sweet.
and he just yells. And then it's hard to like explain my thought process on things. It really is.
It sounds like he's quickly misunderstood too, because he doesn't have
he
the best
he
skills.
he really is. And
See, I personally, I disagree with her nonsense there. I don't think he's misunderstood. I think it's exactly who he is. I'm a single mom. My kids are grown now, and I had a small circle of friends. Yeah, I think that's a blessing, Ian. I think that's a true blessing. But I do know there's, military families stick together. Huh. I enjoy hearing the heartwarming stories about Sebastian, but no matter what's said, it's going to be torn apart. Facts. It's just weird they would wait until now instead of the beginning. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jill. Thank you. I hope good people get them.
like, he's a very, very good dad. Like, he loves Sebastian to death. And he actually relates to a Sebastian on his level. And I think it does help that. I really do think that Seth is autistic also and has dealt with it his whole life.
See, that's interesting because I know quite a few of us, including myself, have pointed out that Seth does come off very immature. And that would explain a lot. I don't think he's misunderstood. I think he's a prick.
And so he can relate to Sebastian because he feels the same way Sebastian does at times.
And you had a
But-
really good relationship with Seth too.
We had an on-off
Hey, Robin. Hey,
friendship
Richard.
kind of
SS.
thing. Like, I 100% went over there and played video games with him or played Magic, and we'd sit and have drinks and talk, and I'd hang out with him. But like, he was always accusing Katie of cheating. Oh yeah, that's why she's doing this, because she's cheating. And it's like, we were at
So he was also insecure. And you know what? In a way, do I blame him? No. You got Katie, who's young, healthy, fit, beautiful. And then you got Seth, who's kind of sitting in the house all day. He's respectfully, he's, little out of shape. I can see why he'd be insecure. Katie's, getting out, she's socializing, she has friends, and, again, she's fit, she's beautiful, she's young. And then there's Seth. There's Seth inside playing video games. So I understand why he would be insecure. But that's not good to say that, oh, she's cheating. She's cheating. That's why she's doing this, because she's cheating. Yes, this is not a friend of Katie. I mean, not a sister. This is just a friend who was referred to as the aunt. So, I struggle at times with my middle kid who is on the spectrum. My hubby can step in and reason, explain with him when I can't. I'm glad you have your husband there to help you, Melinda. Frumpy. I describe him as Eeyore. He is very Eeyore to me. Eyes wide open. I was trying to be nice. Seth was allegedly abusive to her and that kid. He didn't hold a job, then cried when she left him. Jealous of everything he was her job, her youth. She wasn't always deployed. And even after he got pissed because he lost his free ride. A slug. Jane says he's a slug. He looks, girl, you guys are mean.
At work
Not
for
reading those.
24 hours for 20, technically at that point, it's 36 hours almost straight. Like, when did she go cheat on you? And then I'm gay, so he'd always be like, oh, you're just jealous because you can't have sex with my wife.
Oh.
And
You're just jealous because you can't have relations with my wife. So he was, sounds like Katie was the arm candy, right? The trophy. The young, hot, fit wife. Young, hot, fit prize. And I do mean young. A lot younger than him. Well, he gives off SDE, respectfully. You know what I mean? And it's definitely SDE. What do you guys think of that? You're just jealous because you can't have sex with my wife. Possessive. Phil and Seth will be shocked. Well, later on, Tess, they do ask her, was Seth like possessive towards Katie? And the response was no, but he was possessive towards Sebastian. So that was interesting.
And
Wow.
I personally I don't want to have sex with Katie. So, like, for him to bring that up when she's a really good friend to me, it's weird. It made
And
things
insulting.
weird between us at one point. And then maybe it was just because at that point he had too much to drink, or I don't know. But
he was big back then. I've seen the photos.
Yeah,
He was
because
big.
all of us gay people automatically want to screw everyone of the same sex
I
as
was-
us. I mean,
Arctic.
that's the big misconception.
I was literally just gonna say into women using to me.
was talking to somebody, or like I never was super single.
Mm-hmm.
I was never super taken either, but
Put you kind of in a Katie's friendship, because that's almost kind of what I'm hearing as you walk this back to me. Because why would he have to say those things to you? I mean, that was kind of disrespectful.
Yeah.
I think it because he was a jealous person over the fact that I know he knows Katie was too good for him.
That's what I think.
So he would get jealous over anybody that she showed attention to, and me being her best friend, I was
Yeah.
always around,
Hey,
and I know
Stephanie.
he'd get upset because I was always at his house. Oh, why is he'd make sure it was known that it was his house. That's why there were times when Kate'd go in to double check that he was wearing clothing, because
Oh, Katie would go in to double check if he was wearing clothing. So the whole Seth being naked thing, or perhaps he was in underwear. I can see Seth laying there in his underwear, you know, playing video games. So sounds like that was all true, right? Now, granted, we got to remember, and this is no disrespect to Gabrielle. I think she seems like a really sweet, fun person. But we got to remember that she has been listening and involved in everything since Sebastian has disappeared. So she could be kind of like Bobby, picking up things and remembering things based off of that, right? So he was possessive. It was his house. Katie had to make sure he'd be clothed. You know, he's definitely still jealous. He needs therapy.
I'm not. That's
Right.
one thing I don't want to see, or stuff like that. Like, she'd have to go in and make sure the coast was clear to where I could come
I
into
don't
the
want to
house.
see it either. I don't want to see it either.
Because he wasn't going to
No,
be
no, no.
fully dressed.
Oh.
I mean,
Wow.
a lot of people like to run around their homes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I
I mean,
would.
truthfully,
I hate to discuss every.
Now, listen, I don't think anybody should be running around their house naked with kids, but each their own in that aspect, right? If you want to run around naked in your home, is your home. Do what you do.
Everybody out there, but I wore a bikini all day today, so I can't really talk. But
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I have a Harley Quinn shirt on, which I can't pull this down to show you guys because I'm not wearing a bra. But I'm also not wearing pants right now because I'm on a video call. But I'm not planning on pulling a triple T today, so we're safe.
Let's not do it. Let's not do that.
Oh my God.
So she knew about Tony's TTT's PPP being on the screen. She knew about that. It was a funny reference, actually. Yeah, so do I, Froggy. So do I, honestly. All day and night. Like, even after I'm done, like, if I have nothing to do, if I'm gardening, whatever, I put on a bikini because I want to get that tan. I want to get that tan. But modesty with children, absolutely.
that's
Oh my
great.
goodness. Well, now that we got that
Good morning,
out of the way,
Donna. Oh my gosh, I love Salem, Massachusetts. Welcome. That was funny.
I still have my bikini top on, so technically I'm not wearing a bra either. But
No, I'm
look,
feeling way overdressed.
Crystal.
I just said I'm well overdressed.
Okay.
now, other than this incident, Gabrielle, that you walked us through about the pool incident, are there any other things that stood out in the time that
Good
you
question.
knew Seth and Katie and Sebastian that stood out to you that that makes you have any concerns? Because I know that you just told us about the pool incident, but that you felt like that Seth was a good dad. Was there any other incidents that stuck out to you that you remember from California?
I can't.
No, I don't think you're wrong to say that because she said that. She did say like they kind of split, you know. Home life, adult life, mom life came into play. I know, Claudia, I should. I think she didn't talk negatively about Seth last night, but she did. She respectfully, Demon, she did speak negatively about him. Hey, Jennifer. Welcome.
I can't think of any that involve anybody being physical. I mean, I've witnessed arguments, but I've also witnessed a lot of good things. Like,
Well, good.
it was Katie's birthday, and Seth was being a good husband and bought her a. Who's the chef that?
So she goes on to say this, and then she gets a message that tells her it wasn't Seth, which is hysterical to me.
Insults everybody.
Ramsey.
Oh yeah,
Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yes. He bought her a Gordon Ramsay online cooking class to make
Welcome. This is Cluminati. Cluminati held an interview style type thing, or just a panel. I don't think it's an interview, with an old friend of Katie and Seth's from back in California. Here's the link to the original for those who don't like my commentary, which I think I'm funny. So I'm sorry you don't like my commentary, but you know, you can go ahead and listen to it directly right here. Click this link. It will take you to the channel. Make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Yeah, it was a good talk. Gabby always gave a different view as point of Seth, to the point I was questioning her loyalty for Katie a bit. But she got the okay from Katie. Well, you know what stood out to me? She says she was good friends with Katie. She mentions witnessing Seth be possessive and jealous and, you know, even abusive towards Sebastian. But then Seth reached out to her and asked her to be a witness in the divorce. So I don't know. I was wondering if Chris did that low key, because if not Seth, then who? Sent the birthday gift. They thought that Seth, as the stay-at-home dad, so he wanted to do the cooking.
steak inside of it's like some kind of beef inside beef.
Beef Wellington.
Wellington.
Yes, the beef Wellington. And she made it for me, Seth,
She did that, dude.
herself, and Sebastian, and it was probably the best thing I've ever had in my life. And
That's
she
sweet.
was like, she was happy as can be over that. And like,
Thank you, Steph.
it's mostly things like
It
that I
was freezer
remember
burn.
because I try not to focus on the bad stuff. So I don't remember a lot of the bad things that have happened.
That sounds
So that statement is actually a strong statement. She says, I try to remember the good stuff so I don't remember a lot of the bad stuff, which tells me that there was a lot of bad stuff that took place, right? Like, why else would you say that? Like, I don't know. I strongly disagree, Demon. I mean, she didn't come straight out and bash him like, oh, he's a lazy cow and blah, blah, blah. But she did tell us he was lazy, he was unemployed, he was abusive, he was controlling, he was insecure. She told us a lot of negative. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you for the super sticker.
like a self-gratifying gift, though. We know Seth likes to eat. That'd be like me
Oh my
buying
gosh.
my husband a
Oh
bag
no,
of cleaners
no.
for my house.
But you don't like that. That does sound like a self ratifying gift, but I think a lot of it.
Hey, Michelle.
1 minute, I got a text message. Well, a lot of it is the fact that how to explain this.
That's true. That is
Katie
true.
loves cooking, period.
Okay.
So
It wasn't
if
Seth.
That makes
anything,
sense. I mean, that makes sense. I love cooking too. I mean, if someone got me that, I would be thrilled to death. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I get where you're coming from with that.
I absolutely love the people that love cooking because I hate cooking. Like, I genuinely hate cooking. She was genuinely honest and spoke from her heart. That's true, Striker. That is true. I had big fun. Finally got to meet my daughter's girlfriend the past 2 days. Oh, that's exciting. Did you like her?
I know it's
and
important.
I did just get a text message, so that might not have been Seth that bought it. I think that was near the end
No.
of, that was at the, after they were divorced. So, my bad.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
I know
it wasn't.
you had mentioned that you really miss Sebastian and can't wait for him to come home.
yes.
And
Okay, so I don't want to play all of this because that's rude and you can all go watch it over there, but I do want to point out some key parts. She is asked when the last time she saw Sebastian was, and of course she hadn't seen him since back in California. Okay, this part. Give me 1 second. Give me just a minute. Okay. So I found this little gibbet to be interesting as well. So wait, Katie was watching Clue's channel and sent Gabby a message to correct her. That's what it seemed like. That's how I perceived it to be. I mean, it seems about what happened, right? 2016. Yep. All right. So let me share this part.
Oh, in your opinion, right? Is Seth what you would call, was he ever with Katie what you would consider to be like controlling?
Yes and no. I mean, I remember me and Katie and my other friend, I'm not going to mention her name here because it doesn't matter. We were going out to eat, and
I don't know if Katie was in the chat. It sounds like maybe she was just watching her friend talk. Tit for tat? A tit for tat, you mean? Oh, it's a long story, DD. But thank you. That's a compliment. I wish I was in my 20s. Although I don't like Katie, I think she tried to protect Sebastian and she helped make him disappear, get away from Seth and Chris, two bullies. That's not what I think happened, but I can see why you would.
and this picture has actually been posted by a couple people online because I don't know how to hide my highlights.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a picture of me and my other friend in a dress, and then Katie in jeans, because she was not allowed to wear a dress to go out and have a girls' night with us girls. And we went out to, what's it called? The adult arcade thing.
Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's.
So what's your opinions on that? What do you guys think about that? Do you think we already know he was jealous. He would accuse Katie of cheating. He had made statements to Gabrielle, like, you're just jealous. You can't have sex with my wife. What do you, so that spoke a lot to you, Cold Case. How about any of you? What did you all think about that? That she wasn't allowed to wear a dress. Hey, Killshot. Oh, man. Carrie, so you're no man would tell you what to wear. Not cool. Timing is everything. I can see him controlling what she wore. Seth has weird vibes about sexuality overall. He's controlling, but we already knew that. That's true. Not surprised. That's nutty. Ain't no man telling me what to do, period. Gypsy, thank you. I think Seth is on the spectrum and is misconstruing this attention by creators as friends he's never had, and then gets angry when he feels he's been betrayed or not included, like with Katie, insecure anger. So, hey, Doxy, I've been saying that from the beginning. I think this is the most attention Seth Rogers has ever received in his life. It's the most he's ever been praised. It sounds like Katie, I mean, we know Katie was his first and only love. He spent 8 years after Katie being single. All of a sudden, he has all these women contacting him for Sebastian, but he misreads it and is inappropriate, to say the least. I think he's enjoying this attention. And she goes on to say something like that. She does go on to say something about attention, not having friends. He's enjoying the spotlight, which I agree. I absolutely agree with that. Now, some of you may not like what I'm going to say, but it was Dave and Buster's, right? So with me personally, I go to Dave and Buster's rather often, but I go with my kids. I love it. It's a great place. Some of you gifted us gift cards. We still have the gift cards to there. So Wednesdays, half price games, whatever. But you don't really wear a dress to Dave and Buster's. Like, you're playing games and stuff, right? So you don't need to wear a dress. I also so I don't even understand the point of like wearing a dress to Dave and Buster's, but I don't know, how would I say it? If he was that Steph was that controlling, he wouldn't allow her to have a girls' night at all, is my opinion. I think I can understand, given the place it was at, why you wouldn't want to wear a dress. It was a girls' night, they wanted to dress up. Yeah, but I kind of understand where he's coming from. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Not me. Not me, Mike. You tend to dress up when you go anywhere. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah. Hold on a second. Lexus. Sorry, I had to tell my daughter my camera was on. You kind of get what I'm saying. I don't know how to say what I'm saying, but you kind of get what I'm saying. I've seen it all. Women controlling men controlling women controlling women, men controlling women. If you're being controlled, get away. Absolutely agree. Wear very casual dresses all the time because they're comfortable. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I won't look too much into the whole he wouldn't let her wear a dress thing. I think we already know the type of person he is. I just think he knows. Like we know he's, Yeah. Most men do love dresses. Grandma Sherry, sometimes I get dressed up just to go to Walmart. I love it. Front of her friends, otherwise they would know his control issues. But you got to remember, she already said she witnessed him being controlling, right?
Yeah.
I think that's where we had went, and we played video games and
Thank you, Freezer Bert. Thank you.
the arcade games, and ate in our dresses. And Katie went with us, but she was in jeans the whole.
See, they did. They played the arcade games in their dresses. I mean, I don't know. Girl, go ahead, Tracy. Okay. Good for you. Hey, Alley Cat. I never dress up. Me either. I'm not overweight, but I never dress up. But, I don't know. I'm like I'm like a sportsy clothes wearer, right? So. But I do love all you ladies in your dresses. You look beautiful, and it's just not me. One close, but bowling costs us like $80. Everything's so expensive anymore. Hey, Josh B, thank you. It's not like they were going out to get sloshed like a lot of us do on girls' nights. That's true, right? Maybe they weren't. So, VB, you get what I'm saying? All right, because I'm feeling like an asshole a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of like, all right. You guys would wear dresses. I wouldn't, not to an arcade.
Whole night, and she wasn't allowed to go in pants in a dress
Freezer Bird.
because Seth was not with her.
That is very interesting. Do you know, if I just have to ask, do you know that Seth was very religious?
Yay, we have a guest. Hold on, let me switch my ear. Make sure I can hear you here. Yep, it's working. Hello, Cold Please. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can, yes. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, Granny?
Pretty good.
With the whole pants thing, I said in your chat that spoke volumes to me. My first husband was very controlling, but I mean, he didn't want me to wear makeup, pants couldn't be too tight, didn't want me to wear short shorts. And it wasn't really about how I was going out with friends or anything like that. It was a self-esteem thing towards me. He wanted me to feel bad about myself. So that's kind of how I saw that situation.
Okay.
These girls were dressed up in their dresses, and she was having to wear her pants.
That's interesting. Wow. Okay. I'm sorry you experienced that. I wasn't even thinking about that. Wow.
That's kind of how I saw that. Last night I had a horrible headache when I was on panel, but I said I would be there, and I'll always keep my word. As far as Seth hitting Sebastian in the back of the head, your hands on a child is off limits. I don't care if it's a pad or whatever. And Sebastian, with his conditions, in my opinion, his head should have definitely been off limits.
Right.
I did feel like, she kind of backpedaled on that to try to make it sound lighter. And I kind of understand why she did, because she really didn't want to stir, from what I gathered. she didn't want to stir a ruckus. She wanted to set some false statements straight. But, which I mean, I even asked later in this interview, what did Katie do? Because I was wondering, how did she react to him hitting Sebastian in the back of the head?
Right.
And evidently they had a huge argument that made it really uncomfortable, and I could have misunderstood it, but I thought the law was called.
She did say, I don't know if that was the same situation or not. We can go to that, but she did say that at one point the police did show up for them arguing.
Yeah, and that's the reason I said I could have misunderstood it, because like I said, I had a horrible headache, but I remembered the police had been called, but I didn't know if it was for this incident or maybe another one.
Now,
Because this incident sounded a whole lot like the one on the divorce papers to me, but it's
that's what I was
clearly
going to
not.
say. Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. It did sound like it was from the divorce papers. I mean, it was almost the same situation to a T. But she said it wasn't.
Yeah, and she said she always lived on base or at the barracks, so she wasn't their neighbor.
Right. But so that means that situation happened more than once.
Yes, that's what I got from it. It was not just a one-time thing. It was reoccurring. And I thought there was things that she said about Sebastian that to me said a lot about what he would be capable of now. If he was capable of this back then,
Mm-hmm.
like getting on a game, for instance, at what, even 7 years old, then how much further is he now?
Right. Right. If he was playing games since that young, then, he'd be a lot more advanced at them now.
Yeah. And I mean, he was playing online then on his dad's games.
Right. Which makes me wonder, because we know Katie and Chris have said that they kept, pretty much kept him off the internet and all those things. So, but Katie didn't back then. So was that something that, Chris felt was important?
I think so, because I mean, in California, he was able to use the internet at home on his dad's games, and it
Right.
didn't seem like it was a problem. Um, but I always remember that that first interview with Pascal, where he
Mm-hmm.
said he went back to the Waffle House and let Sebastian give a girl his phone number.
Yeah.
I mean, that always seemed odd to me, because if Sebastian didn't know this person, he took his kid back to Waffle House so his kid could give a stranger his phone number.
Yeah, that was weird. That was very weird. I know a lot of people found that to be very strange. And that means that Sebastian did have contact with people outside of the house. Are you there?
Yeah, my internet's going in and out, but I wanted to come up and tell you my take on the whole pants thing. It wasn't really in the way I felt about it when I was on panel. It wasn't really that he didn't want her in a dress. It was a kind of a control. Us women, when we dress up, we feel better about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how I felt. But I felt that way clearly because that's how I felt when I was treated that way. Now, I got out of the situation like that, and sounds like Katie did too. So props to her. I'm very unbiased in this case because there's no evidence any of these parents did anything to Sebastian. And I actually think they didn't.
Mm. I don't know. there's times where I think maybe Sebastian just kind of ran out on his own, and then there's other times where I think, what if one or two of them are involved? I fluctuate on it, to be honest, especially the more we're hearing.
I think it's very capable. He was very capable if he wanted to leave that house to have done it. Now, like I said, as far as the evidence goes, I don't think it shows us that, oh my goodness, this is a clear sign that X, Y, and Z happened. I don't think I see that. That's, but I'm not one that's going to accuse any parent without evidence either, because I got to
Right.
live with tomorrow what I say today.
That's true. It's very true. It's a good way to think. So you think Sebastian just went out on his own?
I think that Sebastian could have made a friend.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. If he wanted friends that bad, I can't help but wonder how bad did he want friends, especially moving from California, where it looks like he had a lot of friends, to Tennessee, where maybe he didn't, and maybe he was struggling making friends. Kids can be cruel. And on these games, these kids don't know if they're talking to somebody their age or somebody much older.
That's very true. But at the same time, Sebastian went to school. He loved school, so he wasn't, he was socializing, right? Because the caller last night did say Sebastian was being bullied. He wouldn't even know it. So, but
Yeah.
I think, to me, I know his parents have said he wanted friends and all those things, but yet nobody took any steps to get him friends. They weren't taking him to the local park. They weren't, like the neighbor said that he was never outside. And so I thought maybe he was more of a homebody that enjoyed playing video games, which is what they've said. But at the same time, they said he wanted friends. So why didn't anybody ever arrange for him to have a play date with one of the kids in his class? Or, I don't know. It's sad.
Well,
if Sebastian
even
wanted
when
friends, how was he to make them?
This is something I've thought about a lot, because I think the first interviews that are done are important, because you get more of the truth and less of the internet with those. But Seth said that he would play his game and he would sit in his recliner and he would sit in his. He mentioned a couple games in those. And my nephew is a gamer. My foster daughter is a gamer. And those games, yes, you can communicate by chat. But if you're playing with a group of people in those, you need to be able to communicate with them as you're playing. Like, I'm running behind the building, you get this one. So, and we see how it looks like Seth trusts his people way too easily. So, how was those friends on his gaming system? How long had he known them?
Right. Yeah. Let me clarify really quick, Kim. Yes, a play date at 15. If your child has a hard time socializing and making the steps to make friends, and they want friends, then yes, you as the parent meet other parents and arrange a play date. Absolutely. How else do you think a kid gets friends at 15? I'm not saying mommy goes on the play date with them, but yes, as parents, you have to take the step for your kids to get friends. That's it's my take on it. You drop them off at the local swim club. You take them over to the local park. I don't know. You find a way. You reach out to the teachers and ask, are there any students in the class that he really gets along with? And if so, could you perhaps give my contact to their parent and see if we can orchestrate something. Sebastian's new to the neighborhood. He really wants friends. Does he have any classmates he's really close to? Yeah, if your child's incapable of doing it on their own, then you find a way to make it happen as their parents.
I agree with that. I'm a foster parent, and my home is a medically complex home. So what that means is the kids that I get, because of my background, normally have a medical condition, whether that be physical, emotional, what have you. So I've had quite a few autistic kids in my home. But I will tell you this, not one of those kids have ever been exactly alike. And I did extended education on that because of that matter, because you're not going to get two kids alike. I did have one child that could sit at my kitchen table and get food all over her, but she was able to hack my smart TV and get into my bank account.
Mm.
So, I mean, I've not saw one autistic kid that didn't have a genius side to him, and I feel like Sebastian did, because Chris said he could beat grown-ups at chess. Well, think about what that game is. You have to think 5 steps ahead to win in chess, at least.
Mhm.
Or, I mean, I'm no good at it. I'm not good at checkers, more or less chess.
Right. Right.
So I think he was very intelligent. I think he may have struggled in areas, but I think he was very intelligent.
Oh yeah, he was absolutely intelligent. I can't stand. I've been saying this from the beginning that people hear the title autism and they automatically think he's incapable. It's so insulting that people place the two together. Autistic does not mean stupid.
Exactly. Exactly.
You
Autistic
can't
kids
do
may
that.
have some challenges. I'm sorry, my internet's going out. So if I'm speaking over you, I did not mean to.
No, no, no. No, no, no. That was me.
it's it's trying to storm here, but yeah, that has bothered me the whole time, because autistic does not mean stupid. They may have some challenges in some areas, but it does not mean they're stupid. These kids are
Right.
all unique, whether they're autistic or not. They are all unique. And one of the best things that you can do if you have an autistic kid is learn what you need to do for that autistic kid. Don't try
Right.
to change that child. You change who you are to help that kid.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely agree.
But thank you for letting me up here. I just wanted to, that did stand out to me last night. I did think about asking her, did she think that that's why he did that? But I'll be honest with you. You can't ask Gabby how Seth was feeling or
Right.
why he was doing what he was doing, because she don't know. You can't ask her how Katie was feeling, because you cannot tell somebody how somebody else was feeling.
Well, and I did feel like a lot of what we did here is how she interpreted things. So it wasn't necessarily factual, it was her feelings on things. But I will say,
Exactly.
if Seth was as controlling as unfortunately your ex was, then Katie would have never joined the Navy. Katie likely would have never gone to girls' night at all. Katie, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't
I
think
will
Seth was
say
that.
this. I do know a little bit about the Navy. Seth made Katie join the Navy
Why do you say that?
because it's been told. Uh,
By
he
Seth or
couldn't get into the Navy. He couldn't, by Katie. He couldn't get into the Navy. She said the Navy saved her, so she will give Seth that credit.
mm. And it wasn't because they needed insurance. Like he made her go into it.
Do what?
Seth didn't. He said he didn't want her to join. But yeah, I don't recall Katie actually saying that Seth like made her join the Navy. But it was the
No,
best thing that
I'm
happened to her
telling.
apparently.
Yeah, I'm telling you what I've been told by somebody close to her, and I know that's just hearsay, but she has made the statement that she does thank Seth because he saved her, because he had her to join the Navy.
That's interesting. That's very interesting because Seth sounds like he's resentful and now uses that against her.
Well, I mean, even from the what Gabby was saying last night, he was constantly throwing up they couldn't live good in California, and then she would throw back that she was the breadwinner.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, that does get aggravating when you're the, carrying the weight of everything, and your kid's father's at home, half naked playing video games all damn day. I could imagine that's frustrating. Hey, Artist Creek.
Um,
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, is my mic too loud?
No, but it's a little crackly.
I think it's these damn headphones. I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah, headphones sometimes do have worse feedback than they should.
I'm going to take them off and I'll call back, okay?
Okay, thank you. I thought she thanked the Navy and said it saved her interest. And that is interesting. That is very interesting. So I wonder, well, if we go back to what we know, Katie was very young when she met Seth. Seth did admittedly say he took on this like guidance father figure, which also comes into control. I mean, that's control, if you ask me. So I don't find it too far-fetched. That's just interesting. I've never heard that before. So thank you for telling me that.
as somebody in your chat says, this lady is a Smiley supporter. I don't know if they're talking about me. I'm not a
They
supporter
are, I
of
think.
nobody but Cold Case Crystal. So that is absolutely 100% false.
It's okay.
I mean,
I don't
yeah,
care
I
who
saw,
supports who.
in my opinion, shady things that Seth said, and I saw shady things that Chris says. But I
Yeah.
think that we need, if you're going to give energy, give the same energy to both sides.
Okay, I see. For me, it's hard to give the same energy to Chris because he's not given so much energy to take. Like Seth is the one
And
that's
I
out here.
understand
He's
that.
loud. You know what I mean? So it gets a little hard for me. But
Granny,
agree
if
with that.
Dom Wells would have said half of what Seth has been out here saying, the internet would have had a noose around his neck.
Oh, well, they had one around his neck anyway.
Yeah.
You know,
But I mean,
horrible.
it would be even more
Tight.
extreme than it is now.
Oh, she said you were on the interview with Smiley when she interviewed Chris and Katie. Was that you?
No, I wasn't.
It doesn't.
No, it
was.
I've
Okay.
never been on Smiley's panel. Let me make this abundantly clear. I am not a Smiley supporter.
There you go. And look, we're at 777, which is a lucky number. Hit the thumbs up. You might have good luck too. Yeah, I don't think, listen, for me, I know people come in here and they're like, so and so supports this person. So I don't care. If they're in my chat, that means they support me and they're welcomed. And if you want to support
If you
questionable
watch
behavior,
Smiley, you know who Smiley throws digs at. Then go and watch the beginning of Duchess intros, and you will see I'm on Duchess' team.
okay.
That's all you have to do. That's some simple research.
Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody should be researching who's on what panels anyhow. I think Tess just made it.
No.
Yeah, she just, maybe your voice sounded familiar, so she thought you were that person. But it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. People support who they
Creators get
want.
mean.
They get like possessive in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of people like, if you're, oh my God, you're over there, and they're people in chat like really jump your ass, and I'm like, you know what, fuck y'all, I'll go where I want.
How are you doing?
Oh, that's
Have
fine.
you ever?
Yes, that's fine.
Can you hear me better? Is that better? I'm on my phone.
That is better. Have you ever
Okay.
met Cold Case Crystal here?
No, I have not.
Well,
I don't
Nice
think
to
we
meet
have.
you.
other. Oh,
Yeah, it's
you
good
have.
to meet you.
Yeah. So
I've
hey,
got
so
babies waking up, so I'm going to jump down, you all.
Oh,
all right,
enjoy
Miss
the
Crystal.
babies.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
letting me up here.
Of course,
right,
and I'm
nice to meet
sorry
you,
you
Miss Crystal.
experienced that.
You all have a good day.
You as
All
well.
right, bye. Miss Granny.
Yes.
Okay, so we're delving into my expertise here. Now, I don't have an autistic children or a child, but I'm a pediatric nurse.
Okay.
And I've worked with autistic kids, and I'm at work right now, and I'm working with a very special child. And you might hear his music playing in the background over here. But so the thing about the whole, yes, he can play chess. You know, that's awesome. A lot of kids can play chess. That doesn't mean that
Not my
he was.
kids.
Well, I mean, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean, it's like any other game. It can be taught. I mean, I learned to play when I was 8. You know, it's not like. I mean, come on. You know, let's
Right,
not be crazy. He was
but I
not
think
mainstreamed.
I think the point of it being that there's a stark difference. His father's, he plays video games and watches movies, but when he's with his mother and Chris, he's learning how to play chess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I get that, but he was also playing Uno, and he was, you know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, I get that. There's an interaction there that they're different parents. I mean, I'm no fan of Seth, I can tell you that. But,
Yeah.
I mean, my whole thing is that, every child is a little different here, and him not being mainstreamed at all, that tells me something very specific about him. And all the autism thing, okay, that's
But what
just
do you mean
it's
him
an
not
umbrella
being
diagnosis.
what do you mean by him not being mainstream?
Okay, so they have said that he was only in special education classes. He was not mainstreamed into regular classes at all at
No,
school.
I think it was opposite. I think he was actually in mainstream classes.
So he was mainstreamed okay, see, I heard the
Yeah.
opposite, because that makes
Mhm.
a big difference in where he is, because I don't feel like we're being told
Everything.
exactly where, because we're hearing polar opposites, from every parent. So we don't know where he is. But if he's being mainstreamed and he's in classes, I'm sure he has an 8 as well. So because there's no way that he's keeping up with his classwork on his own. I mean, that's just the
Well,
honest God
his
truth.
well, his teacher said that he was actually you would never know that he was autistic, that he was very smart. He was like your average kid, that if you didn't know he had a diagnosis, you wouldn't know.
But it's not about the autism, it's about the chromosome deletion.
I think well, both to
The
be honest, because
chromosome
they
deletion,
they have the
it, it
same.
it causes severe cognitive delays.
Mhm.
I mean, that's just the facts. It doesn't matter which one it is, they're cognitively delayed. And that's why I'm saying that I don't know that we're getting a really, that's why it's so hard to tell what happened to this child, because we don't really truly know where he was. And so we're thinking, okay, could he have planned this? Maybe he didn't, you know what I'm saying? Without knowing, I mean, we know if a 3-year-old disappears, they didn't plan their disappearance. But a 15-year-old that has some specific diagnoses, we don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Does that
that's
that make
yeah.
sense? I mean, but if he was mainstreamed and he was in those classes without an aid, then yeah, he could have very well planned that. I don't care if they did say he was 9, 10 years old socially and cognitively.
Well, that was
I mean,
explained. It wasn't. It was explained in the factor of like he did it. Like he wasn't aware of like the dangers. Like if somebody said to him, meet me
gullible.
outside at 2 a.m. Right, gullible. He was naive, like things like that. But as far as like intelligence wise, he was very intelligent, which a lot of autistic children are. A lot of them don't need aids or anything.
No, I mean, I get that. I get that. But like I said, autism is an umbrella diagnosis, and I really feel like the chromosome deletion is a lot more specific than the autism diagnosis is.
Right, right. I mean that I can
And
agree with, and they
that's
have similar.
my
uh
baby's singing to me over here.
they have similar characteristics too.
They do. They do. And I just don't know that we're getting a complete picture of who this child is. You know what I mean? So that's why it's so hard to tell what happened.
That yeah.
But
Well, I think one reason is because we're hearing a lot of contradicting things, right? We're hearing one thing from Katie and
yes,
Chris, but then Seth comes out and says it different.
absolutely. Nobody's on the same page. That's why I was really interested to hear what the teachers had to say. But I also know they're teachers, and they're not going to come out and say, okay, yeah, so he couldn't, he couldn't handle his classrooms. They're not going to say anything negative. You know, they're not. So we still don't know. But if
Yeah.
he was mainstreamed, that gives me a lot more information.
So what do you think?
I still think he was lured out.
Yeah.
I think that someone told him, "Hey, I got an extra something, an extra console, something. Meet me at the end of your driveway." And he ran out there without shoes to get it, and he was gone. But I still wonder why he wasn't picked up on camera. Because if they
Well,
caught him every other time he walked out the door, why didn't they catch it this time? You know what I mean? So
I think when the police went back and did it, they too, weren't caught on camera because it was so dark. And that neighbor, Bobby, that came out said it was so dark you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. Like it gets so dark there. So I get that, but what I don't understand is not being seen as the daylight came, right? Like he still wasn't caught on any cameras as daylight came to
exactly.
be.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen that whole car video thing, and that is kind of sus. But I mean, my neighborhood doesn't have any street lights at all. None. It's
Yeah.
pitch dark. But they have a front garage light. Well, it's kind of on the side of the house, I think. But that light's kept on all the time. So there was actually some light that
Right.
should have
But
been
unless,
he should have been seen. I mean,
no, not necessarily, because we don't know if the camera is where that light is, right? So, like, if
true.
the camera's on this side of the house and the light's on that side of the house, then he wouldn't be seen.
That's true. That is true. I mean, my cameras pick up pretty far, but I think mine are set to be pretty sensitive. And I think it depends on the camera and all kinds of things. But mine will pick up a raccoon in my backyard in pitch dark. So I don't quite understand why they didn't get anything. But it's just strange to me with, cameras everywhere that nothing was caught. No car, no nothing. I don't know. And actually, I guess there was a car, right? Isn't that what Bobby said? There was some kind of strange car down the road or something?
Yeah, that's the latest, is that there was a car and you can see it here and you can see the flashlight go towards the car and,
And
all the things.
and Katie did say he had a flashlight.
Yeah. Now, but my thing is, if there was a car, then either A, that's being investigated and we shouldn't have known about that, or the police would have told us, or B,
Right.
the car was, as the police stated to Bobby, just an Uber and had nothing to do with any of this. Now, that's not to say that that Uber guy didn't do something nefarious. Maybe the Uber guy was there to pick up somebody else, saw Sebastian, and, gosh forbid, did something. But
You never know, especially after what happened to that little girl with the FedEx driver. You never know. Who would have
you
ever
never
thought?
know. You just
I
never
mean,
know.
and I mean, yeah, but I mean, so was there a second car? I mean, if that was the Uber driver, I mean, was there two cars on that street? You know what I mean? I'm not, nothing is really adding up clearly. It seems like it's just gotten so muddy. No one knows what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is. It's just crazy
I mean,
that we're this far in. There's no signs of Sebastian
n-
anywhere.
nothing. And that's what's the most concern. But that's what makes me think that someone took him, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Yeah.
I'm no fan of Katie either, but at the same time, I feel like her whole life has been tragic. And I can understand, like, now knowing all the information that came out that we probably shouldn't know, it really does explain a lot about her behaviors. So I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm gonna give her a little reasonable doubt on that, even though you would have to peel me off my driveway. I would be losing my shit, but I'm not her. So I want to give her that grace.
Yeah. I think it's important that we always remember people have different life experiences and they handle
Yep.
things differently always. Always.
Yep. And I
It
think that
is.
I really think that Chris, although again, not my favorite person on the planet, I don't like any of these damn people anyway. But I can understand her like wanting to be near him and feeling safe with him, and he had to go back to work. She's gonna go. I do understand that. My baby's singing to me again. I understand that. I think, would I leave my house? Probably not. But I, with her life experience, I would understand why she would want to go be with her husband and feel safe. I can understand that now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and to be fair, the neighbors admittedly were complaining about all the traffic and everything. So Katie was kind of like, all right, we'll leave. Like, we'll leave. I don't know what else to do. Now, the misunderstanding is that when Katie and Chris left, they left the house empty. The house was not empty because if you all recall, JLR claimed he was being followed by going past their house. And it was actually, the parents that were there. So the house
Yeah. So
wasn't left like unattended and dark so that if Sebastian came back, he'd be alone. That wasn't the case.
well, and I mean, yeah. I mean, well, Bobby's driving around the streets every damn day apparently. So I mean,
Yeah, once a
you
week.
got Miss Neighborhood Watch over there.
She can tell
So
us the scoop.
yeah, she can. And I will. Yeah, if I get a Bobby in my neighborhood, I'm moving. Um,
You got a Bobby. We just don't know about them yet. We all got a Bobby.
that's true.
That's for
You
sure.
check your next door app and you know who it is. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That
Right?
is absolutely true. No, I just don't know. I feel bad for everyone. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Robin's getting a lot of slack. But we don't know what he told her. We don't know if he just said, Chris was mean to me, and and he's told a few stories in the past. Even Seth has said that, so she didn't take it seriously. Maybe she, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't. I don't want to shit on these people at all. I feel like I've given them enough heartache, and the more I thought about it, the more I felt like I was wrong. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. We don't know
Well,
anything. It's not fair. It's not fair to accuse them.
it's very kind of you. I wish I could
Well,
say
I
the
should have
same,
done that
but
from the beginning. I should have done
I,
that from the beginning.
I feel like Robin has been very odd herself in all of this, and I feel like Chris and Robin both came out here slinging mud at Katie to the point where
Yeah.
it's like, well, it's hard to be sympathetic towards them. They weren't even sympathetic towards his damn mother.
None of them have been nice to each other.
No.
None of them. I mean, Katie's the only person who's kept her mouth shut for the most part. She's the only person that's followed, law enforcement instruction.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I can't blame her for keeping her mouth shut because they told her to.
Right.
And I don't know. I just, yeah, Chris and Seth, they're in a pissing contest, and I don't know. And every time Seth gets a chance, he throws a pop shot at Katie. But that
He
that
creates the
termination thing really
chances.
turned around on him, didn't it?
Yeah.
When I mean, that was stupid. And then he acts like we can't do math. So I was like, and he
He's
should have
so
never
weird.
said that. I know. He's got problems, man. He's got some serious problems. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's what Sebastian had to live through. It's sad.
Super Dad only had him 4 days a month, for Christ's sake. And
I
that's when
know.
he felt like taking him. So I don't, give me a fucking break. He wasn't a parent to him.
Not very active, that's for sure.
He could have taken him. I mean, he didn't live that far. He could have taken him most custody agreements are every other Thursday, blah, blah, blah. I mean, my understanding is they worked it out among themselves, but he still didn't take him more than 4 days a month at most. So I don't understand that. I don't
I
know. Some
agree.
men just don't think like about their children the way women do. I don't know. It's just the whole case is fucked up, Granny.
It is. It is. It's sad.
It's just gotten muddier and muddier and muddier, and Bobby's not helping. I don't like that she came out with that car information. There might have been a reason they weren't telling us that.
Exactly.
It made me worry that we might be compromising Sebastian's safety.
The integrity of the investigation, for sure.
Yep. Bobby needs to stand down, not give any more interviews. Maybe just talk to law enforcement, whatever.
She
I don't
should
think
leave
it's
law
wise.
enforcement alone.
Yeah. Nobody need to know that. None of this stuff.
I agree.
No, it's just, I don't know. It's just gotten messy,
I think it's been messy for quite a while now, and I think that's what we're seeing come out is just how messy it was for Sebastian.
Yeah. I can't imagine having to live with warring parents all the time.
I agree.
That'd be awful. And especially, he didn't understand. Because he didn't really have a really good understanding socially. So I feel like coping might have been a really hard thing for him.
Well, that's why I was trying to ask her last night, because you got to understand, if he was mainstream and everything, then he was socially. It's all confusing. I don't know. I wanted to know how Sebastian handled the conflict. That was, because my theory has always been that he might have overheard something on the phone. He knew it was becoming, coming time to go live with his father, do online schooling. We know he loved school. He loved his teachers. He loved being around the students. So maybe he overheard that and got upset and ran out the house that night, and unfortunately took the wrong turn or something. I don't know.
That's a very good possibility. I agree with that theory as well, because anybody could have picked him up from there. You know what I mean? I mean, both things can be true.
Right.
I mean, he may have walked out the door to meet somebody. He might have run out upset because that phone call, he could have heard something. Yeah, I agree. And then, he met up with someone. Hey, I'll give you a ride. Take me to my dad's, whatever, and he was gullible. He just didn't have the social skills to know. But I mean, hell, adults have been kidnapped out of Walmart parking lots. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, how many times have we seen, oh, no, I won't, nothing will happen to me. Yeah. And
there's too many possibilities, that's for sure.
There is. It's just really sad. It's a sad situation. But I think they all need to stop talking publicly.
Yeah, Yeah, that would have been great advice.
Yeah.
That would have
I
been
mean,
really good advice.
because it's not getting them anywhere, and it's not getting us any more information. Or, I mean, it's not helping. If they want to talk publicly, then you stick right to the basics. You know, this is the last time he was seen. This is where he was. Blah 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 blah. They don't need to add in all the bullshit.
Yeah, it's sad.
I
It's
don't
sad
know.
where we're at today.
I hope this kid is found soon, though. Every day that passes, it's just, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I don't love it. I don't love it. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't love it. Well, Granny, I'm gonna roll. Like I said, I'm working, but I had a break, so
Thank you.
I'm,
Thank you for coming up. It's always nice to talk to you.
I like listening to the different views because it's made me change my mind on a lot of things. Like I said, I feel like I was way too harsh, and I owed those parents an apology. You know, and I mean, you know, it is what it
Yeah.
is. All right, Miss Granny, have a
for
good day.
You as well. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
I wasn't trying to laugh, but it was funny because she just started bad mouthing Seth again. And she's like, I am so great. Anyway, I found this other part interesting as well. So let's hear this.
In California, and he hit Sebastian. What was Katie's
Wait,
reaction?
where's my sound? Oh, it's in the other thing. Hold on. Hold on.
Girl, I was just about to ask that same question.
She was upset, and they had gotten an argument about it, and I'm pretty sure that was the night that one of the neighbors had called the cops, and nobody did anything because Sebastian was fine, and pretty much Katie was upset, and they got into arguments about it, and then I ended up leaving and going home because I didn't feel comfortable staying in the house with them arguing because I do not like.
So this is where, again, I was curious, is this the same situation mentioned in the DVRO? But it wasn't. She said it wasn't. Because remember, Seth said they had a friend there and he went outside to get air and the friend came out to ask him if he was okay. And he's kind of like, no, I'm not okay. I so found that interesting. So the police showed up. So they were arguing loud enough that the neighbors contacted the police. Yeah, that's very interesting to me. Thank you, Rhonda. I'd appreciate that. Hold on, I hope this isn't like the Idaho 4 one. I mean, that was quite the bullshit, is what that was. Let me see. Look at Betty over there. Chris and Katie's only friend speaks. Betty, you don't know nothing. Nobody ever even said it was the only friend. Yeah, Rhonda, nothing came up for me, hon. If you're able to send me an email about it, that would be great. But I don't see anything when I look it up. All right, so I found that part interesting. Like I said, I don't know if any of you found that interesting. And again, this is, if she's not the woman that was referenced in the DVRO, then this situation happens. Right, that was my thoughts too. Nonsense. Like she didn't even know Chris. Holy hell, lady. Then again, this situation happened more than once. This type of situation. Hey, Josie Joe. And that's sad.
I grew up in an argumentative house in which the parents sat and yelled, and I know it makes me stressed, so I did not stay in the house.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
So the cops came. You said the cops came, right?
I'm pretty sure that is one of the times when the cops did show up to the house. We're asking questions and, oh, well, this is what somebody said happened. And
Do
so
you remember how long it may have taken for their relationship to get to that point, or was it just from the beginning?
Thank you, Rhonda. Let me check for that. So this is another good question that is asked. Do you know how long it took? All right, so I don't know what this is, but this is somebody alleging to have audio from the Ring camera. Let's hear it. Let's just see what it is. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's fake. I know nothing about it. Just sent to me, so let's see. They do a 10-minute prayer first. Okay. That's
And
nice.
so tonight's on the agenda. It's going to be about 2 hours. We're going to start with
mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers Facebook page. And
I'm going to put it in to reduce the volume to 50% because it's loud. I'm reduce trust in it and into what can anybody hear that? Not exactly. Okay, honey. No. Oh, shoot. Well, I may have to just play it as a yes, sorry, honey. Can you hear that?
No, ma'am, we hear
Sorry,
nothing.
honey. Oh, sorry, sweetie. Yes, sorry, honey. Can you hear that?
No, we can't hear it.
I'm in
What
your
are you
car.
playing?
Okay, let me try the one that all I've done is reduce the background noise, reduce it to the one anybody's wearing. Addition.
Oh, it's this nut again. Right, like, no, ma'am, we hear nothing.
Human reducing the volume from slowed it down yet. That's it. So listen to this.
All right, we're listening. Now I hear it, but who's to say when this audio is from, right? Like, this woman's out here saying it's the audio from the night Sebastian disappeared. How do you, like, no? Like, what? It could be from any time. And how would she even get her hands on this? And why aren't you showing us? Because you know what I think she's doing? I think she's playing. What I think she's playing is probably Chris on a panel, and she's making a little noises behind it and trying to act like it came from a ring cam. I'm going to personally call bullshit, because how would this woman have this? How would this woman have this? Do the police have it? What are you guys thinking? Because I'm calling bullshit. I'm thinking this lady put a bunch of gargly noises behind Chris on a panel. I think she's full of shit, because you hear her saying something about go home. Like, I'm guaranteeing that my bet would be that she is playing Chris on a panel and she's adding the gurgly noises to make it like came from a ring cam. How would you even have this? The fuck? Like, I can't stand people.
Could you all hear that? A man's voice. Yes. Out if you need to, Reduce the background noise by
Earbud warning. Hold up just a second. Hold up. Wait a minute. We're going to sprinkle some truth in it. You mean to tell me this lady's claiming she has ring cam audio from the night Sebastian disappeared, okay? Which would be from the flashlight night. All right. Hold on. We got a kid coming by. Oh, wrong button. From the flashlight night. Now stick with me here, guys. This lady is claiming this audio. Oh, hold on. These fucking people. This lady is claiming that this audio is from the flashlight footage, right? No, there's no way. And let me tell you why. Thank you so much, Annie. The flashlight footage was not close enough that it would catch the audio. The ring camera wouldn't catch the audio from a block over, for one. For two, she hasn't even handed this over to the police. How would you even have this? Oh, this is disappointing. This is gross. This is just like I suspected, the Idaho 4 alleged ring cam audio. The conversation is way too flowy. I'm thinking, in my opinion, what I'm thinking again is this was Chris on a panel and she added some blurry crap to it. All right, I'll give you credit because that was a little funny. At least mine talks back. I don't believe this, though. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying it.
Could you all hear that? A man's voice. Yes. Could you hear the conversation?
No. No.
Could you hear the conversation?
No.
I'm going to play it again. Who has headsets on?
Me. Still don't hear it, ma'am.
Man voice, I hear it. Yes. I'm going to play it again. Do you want me to slow it down? Do you want me to slow it down a bit?
Yeah, slow it all the way down, okay?
No,
slow
it was
all
muffled.
the way down.
Okay.
Lord, it was muffled. No shit.
Could hear but not make out the words. I know, Kathy. So before I went, because it took me hours to do this. And like I said, I didn't do anything tricks with it. I just cleaned out the background, reduced the volume, cleaned out the background noise. And
she didn't do nothing to it, y'all. She just did all the things to it. She just didn't do nothing to it, just all the things to it. What is going on here? What is this? This is another Idaho 4 audio thing. I don't like it. Where did she get this from? Where did she get this from? Where did it come from? How would she have this? And why would she play this without the police having it first? Like, if this is evidence to the night Sebastian disappeared, then this is a little funky, lady.
With the headset on, Spirit Mystic, you can hear it. Okay, honey. So I wanted to know if you thought it was worth my effort to go and do another 50 cycles of that, because I mean, it took me hours. Yes, please. Okay, I'll play it again. A man's voice, but sorry, it's muffled. I have headsets on. Yes, slower. Okay, let me try slower. Yes, please. Yes, I hear a conversation. Yeah, you heard a man. Okay, let me play it again. Okay, so this time, this is the 35th edition from the original you heard, where most of you didn't hear anything. I can hear a woman's voice. I can hear a conversation in that one without headsets, but you gotta really listen, and probably not through the screen like this. So now this one, I'm reducing the audio volume down to 48%. Lowering the volume of any other clips, reducing the background noise by 100. And now I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to customize. We're going to
remember, y'all, she didn't do anything to the audio. Not a thing.
Slow it down to 70 to hear.
You talk too much. I'll tell you what, if that is somebody talking, they're not taking a breath. Like they're like you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm hearing. Like if this is somebody speaking, they're like speaking on Adderall or something. Like that's not normal. Like that's not like no. How about no? I hear like a devil. Like that's what I hear, like a AM radio.
Okay, I'm going to play it again. I'm going to slow it
Little
down
green guys.
to 66%. I think I tried it at 50 and it was too slow. So let's try this.
The Jersey Devil. I think I just heard Batman. I just hear static, right?
Somebody's heavy breathing.
All right, let's be logical for a minute. Like let's be serious, because this is serious. This is really serious to do. One, how would this random lady what is her backdrop? What are you doing? There's a lot going on. How would this random lady even get this, right? Let's start there. How would she even get this audio? How come neighbor Bobby, that knows everything, including what the neighbors threw out in their trash, doesn't know about this audio? Why would this random lady be the first to get this audio? How would a Ring camera all the way over here catch sound from all the way over there? It's just not even possible. Like, logically speaking, there's no logic to this. She's claiming this is the audio from the flashlight video. That the flashlight / trash truck / whatever. I am disagreeing to this completely. I think this is, and there's a reason why she's playing it the way she's playing it. Why aren't you letting your people see it? Let us see it. Why aren't you sharing screen and letting everybody see it?
Did you hear that?
No. We didn't hear none.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, because you I love when people do this, right? Let me tell you how this type of stuff works. If I tell you all right now that what I'm going to play you is so horrible, right? Or if I tell you that I have a recording of Chris Proudfoot, and if you listen really closely, you'll hear Chris. You're going to hear what I want you to hear. That's why spirit boxes work, right? That's why people fall for them. Because if I tell you the spirit box is going to say, come here, when I play it, you're all going to hear come here because I'm telling you to hear that. This lady's telling people to hear Chris's voice. So they're going to hear Chris's voice.
Sure is worth it. Okay. So you think I should keep going and send it into... I'll listen on replay with my ear. Yes, it sounds like a man's voice, and from hearing CP so many times, it sounds like him. That's Babs 22. Thank you for being here.
She was about to ask, do you think I should go ahead and send it to what, TVI? Yes.
That's exactly what I thought, and I had in the audio. You could hear Katie, Chris, and a door slam. And that's the one I had saved.
Damn, she heard all the things. Katie, Chris, and a door slam. Put a 1 in the chat if you did not hear that.
In this program. I downloaded different programs, like really, really cool cinematic programs, and nothing could do as much as this one. So
she downloaded cinematic programs.
This is the one I've been working with. So I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to, I'll go again if anybody wants to listen again. And I'll go down to 50. Let's see at 50% speed if we can hear even better.
Okay.
But I think it sounds like Katie and Chris. I do. Allegedly.
Allegedly doesn't save you from shit, lady.
I've also sent to the Find Me group to see if he's got any, or rather I've emailed him. He's opened a case, by the way. He's opening a file. The Find Me group is on the case. They haven't assigned it to me. I'm already working on it. I'm not allowed to work on information.
What the fuck is she saying? What did she just say? What did she just say? Who is this? What's going on?
Case to see if he's got any. I've also sent to the Find Me group to see if he's got any, or rather I've emailed him. He's opened a case, by the way. He's opening a file. The Find Me group is on the case. They haven't assigned it to me.
The Find Me The Find Me group is opening a case. They haven't assigned it to me, but
I'm already working on it. I'm not allowed to work on information.
I'm already working on it, but I'm not allowed to work on information. Did that make sense? Did any of that make sense to anybody? Sir, I got to hear it one more time. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just being judgmental. Let me hear
group to see if he's got any, or rather I've emailed him. He's opened a case, by the way. He's opening a file. The Find Me group is on the case. They haven't assigned it to me. I'm already working on it. I'm not allowed to work on information outside of when he assigns a case. It is so-and-so, Sebastian Rogers, 15 years old, went missing from his home, address, last known sighting at, picture, parents and police want to know his whereabouts. That's all everybody gets. That's it when you get an assignment from the Find Me group. So they're working on it.
So what are you doing? If that's all you're allowed to do, what are you doing? What is going on here?
I hear CP as well. Sounds like a Darth Vader. Well, you know.
Was that just me or was that a bunch of word salad? That was a bunch of word salad, right?
What's interesting, Diana, because in the video, which we'll listen to now, where the neighbor, the one that JLR did, but Terry Lynn brings her up, it's a much shorter interview. So, because it's a much shorter clip, it's only 11 minutes. She makes mention of somebody walking down the street. Do y'all remember hearing that? Wearing some like night vision facial thing.
No, that's not what she said. She said they were wearing big goggles, not some big face Darth Vader fucking mask. Is she now saying Darth Vader was there too? What is going on?
CP. I think it's personally CP. You hear both a woman and a female? Yeah. Go home.
Yeah, go home. Go home, ma'am. Go home.
You talking to me?
What the fuck is
not.
going on?
If it's about me, you go home. It's my channel. Hopefully not. Hopefully not, Miss Q.
She reminds me of Betty. Oh, she reminds me of Betty. Oh, God. Oh. And we got another one.
Spoiled. Yes, you hear something too.
Oh.
Can't make out the words. No.
If the next ring cam audio doesn't start with DJ Khaled, we quit. Okay, we quit.
Oh, Oh, it sounds like go home. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Bless your
You were
heart,
telling
Joanne
me to
Murphy.
go home. It's
I
like,
heard
what?
nothing. I heard nothing.
He's repeating
Oh,
the
she's
same
like
word a couple
Betty.
times
She's
at
a
one
Betty.
point. Okay. Did anybody hear something about hide a body? I heard the mail, but it's hard to pick up being what is.
Oh, did anybody else hear hide the body? Anybody else? Did you guys hear hide the body? We heard go home. We heard a door. We heard Katie. We heard hide a body. And we saw Darth Vader that night. People are amazing.
Is being said, well worth doing further. Okay. Male voice. If I could show you on screen here, if I could have shown you my I'll have to tape myself doing it, and then I'll release another version. Because I was hoping to go through with.
Do you see that? I'll release another version. You know what that tells me? She's made these up. Put. Ooh, I can't. She got me stuttering. She just gave me like Bullhorn Betty ×2 trauma. Thank you, Glitter. Let me check. Okay. She just said she'll make another version. I bet you that version will be crystal clear. All right. How do I download this? This is going to be somebody else's ring cam audio. And this is what you'll hear compared to what this lady's selling you. We don't want the ad.
I'll have to go in the side door.
Now, what I want you to do next time is make sure that front door is unlocked so she don't have to go around the side. But you can hear her clear as day, right? You can hear that woman speak clear as day. This?
With you tonight, but I can't upload it, and I don't think you want to stare at a blank screen. So yeah, sorry, ma'am.
Why is it a blank screen? If it's part of the ring camera audio, wouldn't it have the ring camera footage? Here, Tony P. Hey, Kalina. Cheese and rice, please. Why do people say cheese and rice? Do you really eat cheese with rice? But honestly, if this was supposedly part of the ring cam footage of the alleged flashlights, aka trash truck, wouldn't it have, right, Doxy? It would have that footage with it. And would it be a black screen?
Male voice, call, then it's okay to go home. That's what I heard. No way, Miss Q.
No
Okay,
way,
I
Miss
heard
Q.
something we could go here and move about, and it's hide a body. That's what I heard.
Wow, you heard
Play it
a lot.
again. Okay, I will, sweetie. Wow, you worked so hard on this. I will definitely turn it over to Ellie. Yeah. Okay, it's amazing how FBI TBI can clean it up more. Yes, exactly.
So you're telling me you didn't turn this over yet? Are we hearing she didn't turn this over yet?
Just hope they do. And by the way, I don't know if it's true Tony Mathis is fired, but he never got back to me with my email saying the Find Me group was willing to help. So he just went out. I wanted to get permission, but I never heard back from Tony.
What is the Find Me group? Did anybody look this group up? Find Me group? Who is this lady? What is going on? New evidence. She titles this shit New Evidence, but hasn't handed it over to Ellie yet. New evidence. Honest to God, this is fucking aggravating. Like, as funny as it may be, it's infuriating. This woman's out here making up evidence in a missing child's case.
Just show you all my email here. Just so you know, I did send it twice.
So what?
And he never got back.
It's funny. She'll show us the email, right? But you're not going to show us the ring camera footage that you got this audio from? Because we don't want to look at a black screen. It wouldn't be black. It would be the fucking audio.
To me, so I don't know if it's because he's fired, but he certainly got Sebastian's army. He certainly, sorry, I'm just looking for it. He was busy the same night that the day I sent him the first email, he was on TikTok defending his, you know
his
what?
Penis, ma'am.
Anyways, where's my Sebastian's army email? I did forward it to T-Rev just to see if, I can't find it. Where is it when you want it? I did forward it to T-Rev to see if he wanted to let
T-Rev. She forwarded it to you, T-Rev. You got it? Oh. T-Rev, do you plan on playing this? Seriously? And if you do, like, will you at least acknowledge that it is 99% a hoax? Because let's be honest, I know it is a great clickbaity title. If I edit my title right now and I write breaking new audio from Ring Cam, my views will be doubled. I'm aware of that. You're aware of that. But we're also aware that this is bullshit, right? We're aware. And listen, you guys got to do me a favor. I know you guys don't like T-Rev, but and some people don't like Jay, and some people don't like people. But when other creators comment in this chat, please either block them or keep your personal insults to yourself. Just out of respect for me, please.
Seth know, despite the fact that I know they're not getting along, but I never heard back from him.
Yeah, she vouches for T-Rev. This T-Rev vouched for her. And here's the thing. She just said she sent it to Seth. He never got back to her. Did you send it to the police? Do you send it to the police?
Either. So I don't know what's going on, if he's still around or not, but anyways, I can't find it right. Oh, here it is. Okay.
I mean, Joe, all right, that was funny.
So can't read it. Hang on.
I won't, Rory.
Gotta love
okay,
technology.
That's okay. It's okay. We don't care
There.
about your email.
Can you see it when I reduce the?
No, we
Whoops.
still can't see it. Nope. My second email to you, findmegroup.org, has offered to help to locate Sebastian. Hi, Tony. You don't know me. I am one of those YouTubers that I've been following this Sebastian Rogers case. I haven't made any money yet on YouTube, so this is not about money for me. Who the fuck mentions I haven't made any money yet on YouTube? Like, what, you're not monetized? You haven't made any money yet? Like, what does that mean? I started to volunteer as a member with the findmegroup.org in 2018. Just recently started my channel. FindMe.org founder Kelly Snyder said we could help locate Sebastian with her research in the background. We have solved well over 100 cases. But is she, though? Y'all chased T-Rev out. He was in. You guys got him out.
So this is my see it, and you can see here, we are Sebastian's army.
Thanks, ma'am.
Is the email Mathis? That was my second email. Okay, let's go now.
Wait.
That was my second email.
Okay, I thought I said Illuminati.
Okay, let's go play it again. Let's go play it again. Yeah, I worked a couple days on this, and I don't know if that's, I had one version, I swear I could hear somebody crying. I don't know, but it just sounded like somebody crying in the background. That's another creator. He's got good with it. Yeah, I can do that too, sweetie. Hey, Taurus. Night goggles. That's exactly what she said. Yes, they had night vision goggles. Thank you. Doesn't that what it said? Doesn't that breathing sound like that? Do you know how many feet yards that camera is from their home?
Do we know how many feet yards that this camera is from their home backyard? That's a great question, because how would it pick up the audio?
Jay for Justice did it. It looks like it's down the street and
Jay. Hey, Jay. What's the distance?
was angled diagonally across the street a few houses down.
Hey, London.
I hear CP voice in there. The other voice is too.
Jay, what's the distance? Stop. What is the real distance, though? Do you know? In your opinion, is it close enough that it would pick up the audio taking place where the lights have came from? I do hear something, but what I'm hearing is I think she took Chris off a panel and added these sound effects. That's what I think. That's what I think happened. Respectfully, I just don't think it's anything more.
Low for me to say who that sounds like, just like CP. And you heard the door slam. Okay. I'd send it in and not fiddle with it because they have. Listen, Miss Carol. I'm going to send them the whole if they want, like, because
there we have it. There we have it. She has not even sent this off to the police. It was good to see you, Squirrel. It's been a while. She did not even send this to the police. Her first thought with this alleged audio was to manipulate it and play it for her audience before sending it to the police. And this woman claims to be part of a professional organization. No professionals would ever bring any sort of fucking evidence to the internet before the police. None.
Because I made notes. I saved every download with what I did to it, what I did to edit, like just by reducing the noise and the whole thing. So I will say, send them the email on how I found the video, the whole kabang if they want it.
How about you tell us how you found the video? You don't think the police have the video? Oh, I am annoyed.
So on the rocks and so I couldn't specifics, but I'm hearing, okay, you have hearing issues. Okay, sweetie. Eek pendulum to me, said Chris P and Kathy B. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Oh, now we're bringing Kathy.
I thought I heard something like that, but I couldn't swear to it. I'd have to listen again. Well, we're going to play it again from the Caleb case. Yes, not sure about the Sebastian case. No, I know. Beautiful people, smash the like and subscribe. There's 96 of you in here. I don't know how many subscribes we have.
I'm going to say 0. And if any of you are subscribed, I recommend you unsubscribe for the simple fact that this so-called professional brought this to the internet first before police.
Okay. Sounds like they're underwater, but you can hear the tone. Yeah, TJ.
You know what? I wonder if I need to call the police and ask them if they have this footage, if they have this audio, because this pisses me the fuck off. You don't do this. This is a missing child. This isn't tarot reading and psychic fucking crystal balls. This is an actual child. This is despicable. Must be more than 600 feet away, and those cameras can't really hear more than 50 feet away. Wow. This is pissing me off nonsense. Like, honestly. Yeah, I'm not even monetized yet.
Jay, I think that's because the video camera catches somebody wearing these masks.
Oh my God. Now the camera catches people wearing fucking Darth Vader mask. Darth Vader mask. You know what? I will email it to you, Jay, because I don't even want to. I will forward you my email because I don't even want to fucking advertise her. Don't even want to advertise her. I think it is that much a crock of shit. I think she's looking to be monetized. Now, yeah, now they're wearing the mask that Bobby described one person wearing.
Kat,
Riddle me this, psychic lady. How would Bobby see the person wearing the mask when she said you can't even see your hand in front of your face, chase down the mask wearer, and just happen to come across Chris on his porch if it was Chris wearing the mask?
Kathy, that's what I'm doing with the background noise, honey. The thing is, I played around because I have different filters on my computer, but I didn't trust that it wasn't modifying it to a point where it wasn't a valid audio anymore. So I stopped those downloads and then just went back to the basics. Because when I was tweaking with it, like you can tweak it to enhance it. So it's like,
oh, there's some tweaking going on, folks. There is some tweaking going on.
Sounds like it's in a small room. That's when I swear I heard so much crying, but I don't want to.
Now she heard crying in a small room. This lady heard Adore, Katie, Chris say we can hide the body, and crying all at the same time.
Tweak it to that point that it's not authentic anymore, if that makes sense.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, supposedly
don't
Seth
say.
can't fire him. I don't know why. Interesting. The recording came from Meow. It came from a creator's page. And the person that sent me the instructions they posted it on their page and never did anything with it. And this
T-Rev, is that you? Did it come from your page? What creator's page did this come from? They posted in a group and they didn't do anything with it.
Sebastian page, not JLR, nobody I'd ever heard of before. I don't know. I don't want to call them out, but the email I got was instructions on how to retrieve it. And it downloaded the 44-second audio clip from the neighbors.
You should be ashamed. She should be ashamed. She should absolutely be ashamed of herself. I know, Jay. That's what I said. There's too much going on. Like this looks like it'd be like an outdoor carpet thing. This, and then this over here. And there's no room. I feel like I can't breathe. Like there's too much going on there. Too much.
As far from the other family's missing son. Yes. Is what we call it. 1202 is what we call it. I trust you.
I trust you.
Okay. Well, you're going to.
Let me tell you something, subscribers, you lovely subscribers in here. And I know all of you hit the thumbs up, right? You lovely people. Let me tell you something. If a creator is ever showing you so-called new evidence and you write the words, I trust you, and they fucking bullhorn Betty giggle, that's your cue. That is your cue.
From the other family's missing son. Yes. Is what we call it. 1202 is what we call it. I trust you. Thanks. Okay. Well, you're going to see this video.
Tell me about that. If you wrote, I trust you, I would never laugh. You know why she laughs? Because she's pulling the wool over their eyes and she knows it. That was a duper's laugh. That was like a, you trust me, you shun it. Hey, pretty, I've missed you. It's good to see you.
Video, and I don't think you'll see me, but I will tape a video when I tweak it some more. I will tape myself doing it. How can you go home when you're already home? I'm not sure who that's for. TJ. Well, they weren't home.
Good question. Good question.
in that clip. Yeah, but if they're somewhere else when that clip's coming out, like closer to the neighbor's house where the car is, I don't know, right? We don't know.
No, because it made no damn sense. That audio did not say like go home if they're already home.
Where it's picking up. Consider yourself lucky if trash talk Tony didn't get back to you. Yeah, I understand that, Babs, but I was hoping, you know, the Spy Me group just said, screw it. They're going to work on information anyways, but it's a doorbell cam. Yeah, it's a doorbell. T is currently live. Okay, honey. No, but I sent him an email like 2 days ago. It's fine. I don't expect, listen, I've sent, the only creator that has been phenomenal to me is Emma from Crime Stories Obsessed. She and I have emailed back and forth. She's been amazing. Everybody else is very there. It's not a, it was surprising to me. It's fine. I don't care now, but it's not a, you know, we collaborate together like it all seems sometimes in the, it's,
We don't fuck with you. Oh, that's the only thing that came to my head is like, because we don't fuck with you. I mean, she's saying like it's not always like we work together and collaborate. No, 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 no. No, it's not.
it's just not been my experience, but who am I? I'm brand new.
That shit.
But, you know, that's not the first creator I've emailed that never got back to me. BHB can get Seth, I think. Indeed, put the spirit energy on like the like button. Thank you, Spirit Mystic. Okay. Tawny probably ignoring most people. Yeah, well, BHB, I don't know if there's just something up her butts because if you don't agree with her, she'll just boot you out of her channel. She kind of reminds me of No Nonsense. Thanks for answering. You're welcome, sweetie. Okay.
All right, so she's gonna play it again, right? Here we go. Here we go. One more time.
Do you know that you can copy, save, and print transcripts under Tayl's interview with Bobby? No, sweetie, I didn't. Become a member. Yes, thank you. If you want to learn tarot, we got a really good membership group going. Oh, members, I'm going to do tomorrow morning.
Now, not for nothing, but $6.99 Canadian, $2.99 USA. Brand new creator. Was that a shout out to Nonsense or to say no nonsense? I was wondering that too. Let me see. She kind of reminds me of No Nonsense. No, he's saying she's like, I don't know actually.
Thank you. If you want to learn tarot, we got a really good membership group going.
Robin.
Oh, members, I'm
so
going to do
much.
tomorrow morning. I'm going to do 2 videos for the members for learning tarot that I'll upload. And then I did a Humorman. There was a news release today.
Yay, learn tarot. All right, so anyway, what's this? You did show us a black audio.
I'm going to put it in to reduce the volume to 50% because it's loud.
That is the footage to her audio. How many of you believe that audio? If you do, don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. Put a 2 in the chat if you believe the audio. Put a 1 if you're calling BS. Listen, if you believe it, that's okay. I just think 3 months in, there's no way some random creator on that with a Facebook page would have this, and this lady would get it and turn around and take it and bring it to YouTube first. Is this? I hope this is you. I don't even know your name. Let me see. I hope this is you. It is you. Now, you should be ashamed of yourself. You can copyright strike me and I will fight that shit fully. I will fight it for the fair use that it is. You should be ashamed of yourself making up fake evidence and the disappearance of a fucking child. You should be ashamed. Now, while this was playing, after you brought it to your audience, people said to you that you should contact the police, and you said you will. So you didn't give them to it. You played it for YouTube first. That's what you did. Or you would have responded back to your audience saying, yeah, I already did. Of course I did, guys. I would never bring new evidence into a case on YouTube before giving it to LE. Welcome to YouTube. Oh, we make you sick. Guess what, man? People like you make us sick. This is let me remind you what you're making a fucking mockery out of. On February 26, 2024, an Amber Alert went out for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian is white, 5'5", 120 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. Sebastian was last seen wearing a black long sleeve shirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. He has a medical condition that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. If you have seen Sebastian or have information regarding his whereabouts, please contact the Sumner County Emergency Center or TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. This is a real life 15-year-old boy. And let me ask you, let me calm down and let me be a little nicer to you, despite you coming in talking about threats and making people sick. And let me ask you a very serious question. Where's the footage to your audio? Because you do realize that if this audio was real, the footage wouldn't be a black screen. It would be the flashlight footage. It would be the trash truck footage. It wouldn't be black. So where's the footage? You know damn well this is not evidence in Sebastian's disappearance, and you know it. You should be ashamed of yourself, truly. But you're not. You're not. You're not. And you're not going to make it very far on YouTube. How come when that chatter told you, I trust you, you laughed hysterical? Little duper's delight going on there. Now, excuse me, let me get back to playing this bullshit.
I'm lowering the volume on any other clip that may be involved. I'm reducing the background noise by 100%. I wanted you to see this, but you're going to have to trust me. That's what I did. And it'll show up in the video here later, of course. So listen in with your headset. It's loud, loud, loud. But there's one point you can hear a woman. And then we're going to listen to after I've played with the clip.
YouTubist.
Not played with it.
So she starts off saying she didn't do anything to the clip. Now she's telling us up front that she played with it. She did. She tweaked it.
That's a bad term. Cleaned it up. And I'll explain to you what I did to clean it up. Very, very little. Could hear but not make out the words. I know that's what I did, and it'll show up in the video here later, of course. So listen in with your headset. It's loud, 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 but there's one point you can hear a woman, and then we're going to listen to after I've played with the clip. Not played with it. That's a bad term. Cleaned it up, and I'll explain to you what I did to clean it up. Very, very little.
She's full of shit. Full of shit. You know what cracks me up about people like you? You come running in here, right? You come running in here talking about copyright strike, okay? But yeah, you have scrolled across all videos follow YouTube's copyright laws. Guess what? My About Me section does as well. Okay? You're not, you can copyright strike me. I will fight it. You can waste your time, but it is a good way to introduce yourself into the true crime community by sending out strikes. I can tell you right where you'll fit in.
Did you hear that?
Do you hear that?
Did you hear that?
Ma'am, it sounded like you farted into a jar. Thank you, Electro. Then she said they were wearing Darth Vader mask. You're not blocked, DD. I highlighted you. You're not blocked.
Cool cinematic programs, and nothing could do with. And here I did also emailed him in case they have an auto. So that's where the neighbor.
Does this professional program you work for know that you're out here putting evidence to the public before handing it over to TBI? It is so lame. So lame.
Because
look, you want to see what I can do too? Watch this. This is so fun. I can do this too. Uh-oh, I'm protected.
It's a much shorter clip. It's only 11 minutes. She makes mention of somebody walking down the street. Do y'all remember hearing that? wearing some like night vision facial thing.
Who wants to tell her it was night vision goggles? They weren't walking down the street wearing a whole ass Darth Vader mask.
You go home. It's my channel. You hear something, go home. Okay, thank you. Think about hide a body. Okay.
Have you reached out to Bullhorn Betty yet? You two would get along great.
Or if I could have shown you,
Ask her how well her strike stuck too.
go through with you tonight. Yeah, sir. No way, Miss here. And again, okay. Yeah. Hope they do. And by the way,
Oh, wait, here we
I can
go.
clean it up more. Yes, exactly. I just hope they do. And by the way, I don't know if it's true Tony Mathis is fired, but okay, it's amazing how FBI heard on this. I will definitely turn it over. Play it again. Okay, I will, sweetie. Wow, you worked so hard on this. I will definitely turn it over to Ellie. Yeah. Okay, it's amazing how FBI TVA can clean it up more. Yes, exactly. I just hope they do. And by the way, I don't know if it's true Tony Mathis is fired, but
You didn't say, yeah, I already sent it over to them. You said, I just hope they clean it up more and they take it.
twice
We don't know that was Tony text.
hits down the street and was angled diagonally across the
That you're not even correct. You're not even correct on where the cam footage was located. You're not.
street a few houses down. I hear CP voice in there. The other voice is too low for me to say who that sounds like, just like CP. And you heard the door. Oh, listen, Miss Carol, I'm going to send them the whole if they want. Like,
I'm going to send them the whole if they want. So again, you brought this to YouTube before handing what you deemed to be new evidence and a disappearance of a 15-year-old child. You brought it to YouTube before bringing it to the freaking police.
because I made notes. I saved every download with what I did to it, what I did to edit, like just by reducing the noise and the whole thing. So I will say, send them the email on how I found the video, the whole kabang if they want it. So
You're not going to tell us how you made up the video, but we want to know how you made up the video. She knows. Listen, when that chatter said, I trust you, and she laughed, yeah, duper's delight.
thing is, I played around on it to a point where it was because sounds like it's recording page, and the person that sent me the instruction here.
I'm going to ask them if they received it.
Okay, I'm going to play it again. I'm going to.
And again, what's scary is this lady claims to be part of a professional organization. I don't think any of this is okay. This is BHB's twin right here. You know what, Wanda Young? What a great idea. Right, found the video, or did someone send her the link? She said another creator posted on their YouTube, or Facebook, never did anything with it, posted into their group. Somebody sent it to her, and then she manipulated it, and here we are, 3 months later.
Slow it down to 66%. I think I tried it at 50 and it was too slow. So let's try this. Somebody's heavy breathing.
There's the Darth Vader mask. I hear the Darth Vader mask. It sounds like a dog slurping water, okay? It sounds like whatever you want to hear. Literally sounds like anything. And the fact that you come in all tough and, oh, well, copyright strike you, shame on you, you people make me sick. You don't even come in and fucking apologize at the minimum. You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I shouldn't have put so-called new evidence on the internet first.
Did you hear
Nice,
that?
Gabby. Nope, we sure didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want you to realize, Miss Madam, right? I want you to realize that you just implicated Katie and Chris. That what you just did is slanderous. You just stated that you hear Katie and Chris state that they're going to hide a body, okay? And you said it with confidence and a straight face. You are claiming that this is actual audio of the ring footage that caught the trash truck lights. Well, you did. If I was Katie, man, I'd be worried about a lot more than a copyright strike. What you did is despicable. Despicable. I don't know what type of professional organization you work with, but you should be ashamed of yourself. This is not what you do in a missing child's case. And believe, I already talked to quite a few creators. They will not be spreading your bullshit ass fake story. They just won't. They don't believe it.
Sure is worth it. Okay. So you think I should keep going and send it into, I'll listen on replay with my ear.
Sending it to what? Sending it to what? The police? Because you didn't? Yeah, I think that would be a great idea. Huh. Well, look at that, Patrick. So it couldn't be. So you're full of baloney, like Tony.
Yes, it sounds like a man's voice, and from hearing CP so many times, it sounds like him. That's Babs 22. Thank you for being here. That's exactly what I thought, and I had in the audio. You could hear Katie, Chris, and a door slam. And that's the one I had saved in this program. I downloaded different programs, like really, really cool cinematic programs, and nothing could do as much as
Cinematic. Nothing else could add Katie and Chris's voice to it. Was that the rest of the sentence there? This is unbelievable to me. We got it right here. We got it right here. Why is she asking people, right? If it's new evidence. Did the police tell you this was new evidence when you sent it to them? Matter of fact, do you have proof that you sent this off to the police? I can't. You don't like it, Janine? Yeah, she says it like it's a fact. She said it like it was a fact. It is Katie and Chris, and then she can hear crying. It's not this, Truth Seeker, because this doesn't have the audio. It's not that one. The Cornbread Mafia strikes again. I don't believe she sent it. I don't believe that. Don't believe that for 1 minute.
Is this one. So this is the one I've been working with. So I'm going to slow it down. I'll go again if anybody wants to listen again. And I'll go down to 50. Let's see at 50% speed if we can hear even better.
Okay, let's see.
But I think it sounds like Katie and Chris. I do. Allegedly. I've also sent.
That doesn't protect you. I don't know if people realize it, but if they're making bold statements like that, saying allegedly 3 times and tapping your toes does no better for you than tapping your heels together 3 times. Okay. It's not a magic get out of accountability card. It's just not going to work like that. I can't even believe this. I just got the funniest email. And I'll tell you what, this email is actually more believable than this lady's audio. So somebody sent this to me and said, if I didn't know better, this would have been you. And that does look like me. That's fucking eerie. And that is as much likely me during that time as this audio being real. Okay. There's nothing real about this audio. I just, no shame either. She has no shame. She's not apologetic. She's not nothing.
To the Find Me group to see if he's got any, or rather, I've emailed him. He's opened a case, by the way. He's opening a file. The Find Me group is.
Even when she says this, it makes no sense. Listen to this again.
Rather, I've emailed him. He's opened a case, by the way. He's opening a file. The Find Me group is on the case. They haven't assigned it to me. I'm already working on it. I'm not allowed to work on information outside of when he assigns a case.
Did you just hear what she said? She got them to open up the case. They're already working on it. Listen to what she says again, and then remember what she's currently doing. She said they assigned it to me.
Or rather, I've emailed him. He's opened a case, by the way. He's opening a file. The Find Me group is on the case. They haven't assigned it to me. I'm already working on it. I'm not allowed to work on information outside of when he assigns a case. It is so-and-so, Sebastian Rogers, 15 years old, went missing from his home, address, last known sighting at, picture. Parents and police want to know his whereabouts. That's all everybody gets. That's it when you get an assignment from the Find Me group. So the
Find Me group would not be okay with you then fabricating evidence in a missing child's case, right? If all they're okay with is you saying where the child disappeared from, the age, and the basics, they wouldn't be okay with this, would they? Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
they're working on it. I hear CP as well.
Yep.
Sounds like a Darth Vader. Well, you know what's interesting, Diana? Because in the video, which we'll listen to now, where the neighbor, the one that JLR did, but Terry Lynn brings her up, it's a much shorter.
You're a trip. You are a trip.
I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it. This is the first video.
One more
Could y'all,
time.
I can't even see you now, but this is the
Deanna.
first video. It's the original download. Watch your ears. It's
Hi.
really loud. I'm going to put it.
Never date a person that has a buzzard as their profile picture. How about that? How about that?
In to reduce the volume to 50% because it's loud. I'm lowering the volume on any other clip that may be involved. I'm reducing the background noise by 100%. I wanted you to see this, but you're going to have to trust me. That's what I did. And it'll show up in the video here later, of course. So listen in with your headset. It's loud, loud, loud. But there's one point you can hear a woman.
Loud, loud.
And then we're going to listen to after I've played with the clip. Not played with it. That's a bad term. Cleaned it up. And I'll explain to you what I did to clean it up. Very, very little.
You played with it. No, she plays the same one over and over. Here it comes. Earbud warning. That shark would kill your buzzard, that's for sure.
Did you hear that?
You guys hear it?
Did you hear that?
Did you hear that?
Let me go back
was her
to
audio.
seeing you guys. Did you all hear that? Because I'm going to play it again.
So that was her original audio, okay? In case anybody was unaware, that was the original audio. Then she plays a whole separate thing that suddenly has all these voices, and I don't know. I'm done with that. She was in the chat. Yeah, she was in the chat. It's funny. We don't know about you, but you know about us. What do you guys think? You guys think that's new evidence and TBI and FBI and everybody's aware? Or you think this lady's full of crap? Full of absolute crap. And you know what's despicable? You know what's even more despicable? The fact that your thumbnail has Sebastian's face with the words new evidence. And I see you've been copying Jay style. And we know that you watched Jay because you name dropped her. Okay. Because you couldn't tell the distance from the so-called ring camera, which it wasn't a ring camera. But I like how you name drop Jay. And then I go and look and you stole her setup. She stole your setup, Jay. So she's honored by you. She likes to copy you. Got to put on these goofy boys to add nonsense to the screen here. Hey.
Hey.
You got a new BFF?
Well, she's been on my list. She made the top of the list for the 60 plus psychics that have done readings on this case. She built her channel off of Sebastian's name so far.
Oh,
but
she's a psychic?
Yeah, she's a tarot card psychic medium. Yeah.
Do you think her psychic skills are going to let her know that she's going to lose the copyright strike, or
well,
is she not that good?
I would venture to say she's probably going to struggle with that understanding. The spirit box might be cranked a little too high for her to get that message clearly, but go ahead and try it. But I wanted to bring to your attention that after this, she posted a video 3 hours ago complaining about how she was treated by the TBI. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Is it a live stream or a video?
It's a video. It's like
Breaking
a 15
news
minute.
update on TBI and Tony. Should we play it?
Yeah, I would, because I think you're going to be interested in it. So that's what I wanted to come up here and tell you, because she's complaining about how she was treated when she called in this tip to the TBI at 10:38 p.m. She posts her phone call that she had with the TBI, and it says that it was from 10 something in the evening after her live stream. So
like I just said, and she lied right to our face. Yep.
Yeah.
She asked her audience, she said, should I send it in? And you're labeling it new fucking evidence. You're asking, and she's so-called professional, works with a professional organization, but she has to ask if she should send in new evidence.
Well, if her abilities were that good to begin with, I think she would have retitled her one video that when the body was found in the Cumberland River, and she has in the video, "Is it Sebastian?" Her psychic abilities must be really clouded these days.
Oh, my
She's one
psychic
of these.
abilities tell me that she could be Betty's long-lost sister. That's what
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
you're probably right, but I'm going to hop down. I just wanted to tell you that because I knew you were going to be like, wait, what? Yeah, 3
Thank
hours
you.
ago. See you later.
We gotta love them. Gotta love them. All right, nonsense coming. Look, see, this is Jay's setup with the old-fashioned TV, but okay.
Good morning, everybody. It's Leanne from MMO Tarot. It's 7:47 a.m. Friday, June 13th, Eastern. This is the thumbnail for this recording. If you didn't hear my live last night, please go hear my live last night.
No.
I am shocked to the core. Last night, I played on a 3-hour live stream an audio clip attached to that flashlight episode. And I wanted to hear everybody's thoughts on it. I had to clean it up in the sense that I didn't play around with the audio, but I had to, the noise in the background is so loud that I had to remove the noise from the background. So I was given instructions from somebody on how to get from a Facebook creators content group around Finding Sebastian of a creator or content creator, I guess, through Facebook.
Pause for fair use. All right. Hear that? Pause for fair use. How close that shark to your tuna? Closer than you'll ever fucking be. Get out of my chat. Alicia wants your attention. B. Jeremiah sent her over probably. Who the fuck is that? Give your attention to your friend and tell her that her eyeshadow is horrific. Oh, you come from Britain. You come from there and you're asking me how any of this helps at all? When you come from a chat where a woman is claiming that Katie was drunk throughout pregnancy and you have the audacity to ask me what I'm doing with my content? Well, you people never fail to amaze me. I'll tell you that.
Facebook, if that's the term you use, I don't really know. Not JLR, by the way, somebody had never heard of. And I don't want to say who I think it is, but it doesn't matter. But the point is the Ring camera video of the flashlights.
Listen, Buzzer. First off, you can't see the rest of me. You can't see it. And you don't deserve to see it. But you need to get out. This is about a 15-year-old child and a psycho lady that claims to be not psycho. I don't know. Claims to be a sick, whatever it is. So you can go away. We don't have time for you right now. Let the adults talk. All right. You can come back later. Bye.
There was a 34-second one. And there
Hey,
was
Butler.
audio attached to that Ring camera footage. And it was really audio. There was a 30-second, and I don't want to say who I think it is, but it doesn't matter. But the point is the Ring camera video of the flashlights. There was a.
Who wants to tell her that it was never a Ring camera, that it was CCVT? It wasn't even a Ring camera. So you're saying here again that it was Ring camera and this audio is attached to that, but yet you have no footage. If that really came from that, then you would have the footage with it. Oh, no, Candalee, I'm sorry. I wasn't speaking to you. I apologize. I wasn't speaking to you. I didn't see your comment, to be fair.
34-second one. And there was audio attached to that Ring camera footage. And it was really hard to make out. So I took 2 days, not 2 days in full, but to download the original audio, which you can hear is really loud, and played the original audio for everybody. And it sounds like you can hear a woman talking in the background. And
No, it didn't. It sounds like, right, it sounds like a spirit box. Bye, Jay. Have a good day. It sounds like a spirit box. It doesn't sound like anything other. Lord, these people are funny. Funny, funny, funny.
the background noise is so loud that I used my software here to, excuse me,
It did not have audio, right?
reduce the background noise and filter out any other videos that
Hey,
might have
Shar.
been going and running in the background, any other noise in the background, that the clip was taken, the audio and video clip was taken. And I did that 35 times. I saved it and downloaded, and then took that one and applied the same filters, just reducing the volume and the background noise. And if there was another video, I did do other things like slow it down that I saved, but I didn't play those yesterday because I did actually play a couple slowed down versions, but anyways, I wanted to hear everybody's.
You know what's in your throat, ma'am? Bullshit. The bullshit got stuck in your throat, and now you're having a hard time getting it out. Okay. Oh. I was after I said bye to you, I was wondering if you were saying bye to the chatter. Okay, sorry. Okay. So let her get the bullshit out of her throat.
Take on what I thought I could
The
hear. You need
demons.
headsets. Before I further worked on it, because it took me a long time to get the 35 edits, just like I said,
35
clearing
edits.
out the background noise. And you can clearly hear a conversation, a man and a woman talking in that flashlight video. I was wanting everybody else's feedback to make sure I wasn't biased, I was staying neutral, that other people.
Ma'am, you immediately said it's Chris Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, and somebody crying. There was no not being biased. You were beyond bias with your BS.
People could hear that. And I got an affirming yes during our live from everybody.
Affirming yes from the 5 people in chat. Let's remind her, since she's watching, how many of you think she's full of crap? Put a 1. Let's remind her how many a sounding no's you got in this chat. Let's see. Because we know the 5 chatters in your chat said yes, but those in our chat, we're a little more, aware. So let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We beat you. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Count myself. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, you get the point. 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. That is slander. 52, 35 edits. 53, 54, 55. So you get it. You get it. Oh my gosh, lots of ones. I think we're reaching, wow. All right. I can't even keep up with them all. But lots of ones. We win. You're no.
That it was time to call TBI. I recorded for TBI.
There she goes again, admitting that she played that first. My camera's on. Okay, hold on. That she played that first for YouTube before giving it to TBI. Ah! All right. Let's get over this quick because I got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
My son's actually getting a perm today, so he's so excited.
The information that I got in the email, how to access where this was, this video with the audio attached to it for the 44-second clip audio.
And you didn't get that email and tell the sender, or you yourself just forward it to TBI. Like, you got this and was like, you know what? My mom, that's my son, you wackadoo. Why are you still here? Why is this person still here? If that was my mom, I'd be concerned. Why are you still here? I think you got the hots for me. This lady's a few tacos short. Listen, there's something going on here. I know, Linda, I'm shocked by it. I'm so shocked by it. So she didn't just forward it.
And what I did for TBI, and then I called TBI last night. Now I'm in Canada, so we were seriously. You would have thought it was kind of funny. I was in a tornado warning. My daughter just lives down the road. She's like, "We just got a tornado warning," which I knew was coming because on the live, some of my subscribers.
Shut up. We don't need all these details. Ma'am, you got a tornado warning. You're calling FBI over in the States for a video you already played. Come on. What is going on? You okay? Is this woman okay?
Subscribers were getting the warnings that live just 2 hours away from me.
Great.
Anyway,
Fantastic. Glad you're
I
safe.
digress. But I'm like hiding behind my bed,
a while ago,
trying to call TBI, and the 1-800 number doesn't work. You know, those numbers, they don't always work from Canada. So I researched and I found it wasn't hard. The TBI local phone number,
big time,
which I will screenshot here. I'm on my phone, so I can't screenshot this right this minute, but
I think it's
I
awesome,
will
Gary.
upload, I guess, into this video, the screenshots to TBI. So I called the main office, if you will, and they have this directory.
So she called the main office, if you will. They have a I have to speed you up because between the demons trying to escape your throat, we're having a hard time.
To call the TBI hotline for missing kids. So I pressed that. The woman answered the phone.
Oh, what'd she say?
Hi, TBI.
Hi, TBI.
And what's your call regarding? I said, I have information regarding the Sebastian Rogers case. No word of a lie. I heard a sigh, like, and then I could hear.
Well, I wonder why when you guys, weirdos like you, faking evidence. TBI's tired. They're tired. They're tired of people like you telling your audience you got this breaking new evidence, and then people calling TBI and wasting their time. No wonder she sighed. Of course I see you, Steph. Hey.
Hear her grab a paper, like a standard templated form, like from a pile. They have, what's your name, please? I gave her my name, Leanne McKinley. I spelled.
Oh, you just doxed yourself. I'm sorry. I didn't know that. Dee, my son just turned 12 as well. This is part of his birthday gift. That's so funny. I finally agreed.
It LIANEMCKINLEY.
All right, we don't need your name.
Information on how to get to an audio that's attached to that video.
Bless you.
Flashlight / garbage truck video.
Bless you. Bless you, Mom.
I explained to her what I did. She listened. She said nothing for, well, the whole conversation. And I had to go through the registry. Like I had to go through the phone directory. The whole conversation was 3 minutes. And it was probably a minute before I even, minute and a bit before I even picked anybody up. So the whole conversation might've been a minute, maybe two, because I explained to her what I did.
So you're like really dragging this out.
Answers the phone, took, hi, it's TBI, what's your information? Or I said,
you already told us this.
I tell her and explain to her how I got it, what I did, what I hear.
Oh,
for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes max. She says, thank you for the information, and fucking, excuse my language, because I'm a spiritual girl, but I am pissed, and fucking hung up on me. Didn't want the information, didn't ask me how to get information, if they could get my contact info other than my name. Nothing. She hung up on me. Everybody that commented, I would say 80% of people in the live heard something and said definitely call TBI. So I'm going to continue, excuse me, to scrub in the sense that cleaning out the background noise until you can hear the whole conversation in that video. And then I want it to go like wildfire because I am really upset with TBI.
Sorry. My cat came running after a wasp. I wonder why. Brand new audio.
Shame on you, TBI. Shame on you. That is absolutely disgusting behavior. Disgusting behavior. Sorry to vent, but I am floored. When I clean it up and I can get an entire conversation out of it, I expect it's going to blow up. I hope like heck it blows up because I'm going to make sure.
You hope like heck your fake audio blows up so you can say, ha ha, told you TBI? Did I hear that correctly? Did you all hear that? She just said she hopes that this ends up being true and her audio blows up so she can get back at TBI. Facts. She did, Karen, right? You sound like a real winner, ma'am. She hopes it goes viral so she can get one back at TBI. Oh.
If I can hear damning evidence in there, if I can hear damning evidence in there, I will be blowing it up. I am livid with TBI's behavior. Livid.
Stay in Canada, man.
I don't believe for a minute that the Secret Service got that tape and believe that that's a garbage truck, that the garbage men are having a conversation in the middle of the night beside somebody's house. No, give me a break.
So if your audio is real and it's really from that footage, why couldn't it be the trash men speaking? You don't think the trash men speak to each other? You think they just silently drive around and pick up cans and they never talk?
Break. We've got Bobby that came out and said there was a car on the road. They are failing this child. And I'd like to know what the heck is really going on. I am livid. Now,
I am livid.
Breaking news. Everybody has said, Tony, TikTok Tony.
More breaking news, y'all. Pinterest, personal, Lisa, my biz. Get out my business. The Cohen Kindle. I'm nosy, bitch. Don't be showing me your computer screen. I'm going to read it all. Business expenses, course sales. Oh, you're a salesman? Caregivers, but oh, I'll read it all. I'll take a screenshot and study forensic astrology. My presentation topic, true crime, YouTube. Oh, what you got going on?
might or
nosy,
might
bitch.
not be involved in the Sebastian Rogers case. Well, I've got evidence here. First, I'll read you. I used to volunteer with the Find Me group. I was going to go back. I'm not so sure.
Mary read this to us and we don't care. Honestly, I think you're full of crap, ma'am. And I think the fact that you stated you hope that there is evidence within your fake audio so you can laugh at TBI tells me all I need to know about you and what your intentions are involving yourself in the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. One, your audio is going to blow up, but not for the reasons you expect. Two, you will never make it, ever, because you do slimy shit. That's why you're not well, you are monetized now, but you're telling Tony you didn't make any money, which you're lying, whatever. I think you should stick to tarot reading. So get a perm, lady. I'm not getting a perm, but we do need one. That was gross, wasn't it? That was gross. That was absolutely gross. Like she has like a tornado coming and she's ringing TBI. Priorities? And why didn't you bring TBI before you brought your new evidence to YouTube? Most importantly. And do you think they had their windows down before daylight in February in Tennessee? I don't think the camera picked them up, even if they were talking. I know, Jay, that was an amateur move. We're too nosy for all that. Oh, she needs a perm. Oh, WinTube, thank you so much. But we got to get going. We're excited. He's excited. He's been asking for a perm for like a year. I will definitely upload a video, Jet. He's so excited. So finally is his day. WinTube, thank you so much. This is just, listen, you know, I know, especially over here, we address like what people deem the drama and, you know, the bad mouthing or unfavorable things about Seth. But in my opinion, it all plays in. It all plays a part. Sebastian Rogers left that home that night. Rather, he left unwillingly or willingly. There's a reason Sebastian is not in his house right now. And I think all of these play a part. I do. I think Seth's behaviors play a part. I know Burger King crown lady over there is really having a problem with me stealing her crown. But just kidding. She gets on my nerves. It doesn't matter if I think Seth didn't actually physically kidnap Sebastian. I think his behaviors over the past 15 years of Sebastian's life play a key part in what is happening right now. So mind your own business over there. Take your little buddies back with you. And matter of fact, we gift you this psychic lady. She can be part of your team. Okay. She'll fit in really good with you guys over there. All right. And all of you, I hope you hit the thumbs up on the way out. And remember, regardless, personal feelings, at the end of the day, this is a 15-year-old child. Stop with the break-in headlines. Stop with the clickbaity shit. Stop with all of that. You're gross for doing that, lady. You should be ashamed of yourself, honestly and truly. You should be ashamed of yourself. On February 26, 2024, an Amber Alert went out for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian is white, 5'5", 120 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. Sebastian was last seen wearing a black long-sleeve shirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. He has a medical condition that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. If you have seen Sebastian or have information regarding his whereabouts, please contact the Sumner County Emergency Center or TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Let's take this moment to pray for Sebastian's safe return.